Hello, everybody.
Hey!
You scared me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Your Sleepy Vibe. Was it
Your sleepy
the
vibe.
sleepcast? I'm taking a nap.
That's accurate because the weather has been fucking awful. It's been very rainy, so it's been very cozy and very like don't do anything.
You
I was
should,
like, oh, I'm gonna go edit a video, and the rain was like, no.
GC, you should provide some context for when this gets dug up by future generations after the bombs go off and graze the earth.
Yes.
What's happening right now?
Oh, there's a hurricane over my head. Yeah, so we're dealing with a category 4 hurricane that blew past us. We were luckily outside of the hurricane bands, but the weather's been terrible as a result. It didn't stop me from streaming though. I streamed during a hurricane. I can check that off my my content creator list. It's like streamed during a natural disaster. Check. Fucking none of the power didn't go out, and neither did the internet, which is crazy because it has gone out for a lot less.
Oh, yeah.
For like a lot less. So it's pretty impressive. Even though we were only getting like the tropical storm bands, it was still pretty heavy stuff. I mean, I think at some point I saw that Miami, which I'm like relatively close to, and the Keys, which I'm closer to Miami than the Keys, but by like 30 minutes. Like both of those places were getting like 45-mile-per-hour winds.
Just getting straight fucked.
Yeah, a lot of like really high gust ratings. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a fun time. I enjoyed it. I built some gunpla while I was sitting at night under the storm waiting for it to pass so I could walk my dog.
For those of you who might have missed something or maybe didn't watch the previous episodes, in the last couple months, I have seen GC pretty much turn this hobby into an obsession and take it way farther than I ever took it back when I had my gunpla phase. I knew there was a problem when GC said, yeah, I bought like 20 master grades. Which...
They're in the closet. I could just open that up and you would see all of them.
Which, for those of you who don't gunpla, a master grade costs like around... Most master
anywhere
grades,
between I'm gonna stop you because you're gonna give them information that's gonna make me look
probably
bad.
Not.
Master grades will cost anywhere between $40 to $90.
No, they can cost more.
They can cost more, but I've never paid more than $100.
They typically cost more than $100 if you want the good ones.
That is so not true. Wherever you're getting your shit from is so badly priced. My hobby store, I got the stickers on them. I bought a Zoid, and those are expensive. I bought a Zoid, like a Liger Zero, for like $80. Like, I get good pricing on my shit.
That's not bad.
Don't get it twisted. Magic the Gathering is the expensive hobby. That's the one I spend $400 on every month.
I knew I had to get out of the hobby when it interrupted my gaming, and gaming's the only expensive hobby I can afford.
See, I don't really buy that many expensive games anymore. Well, since I'm so behind on like whatever new is out. Every time I go to play a new game, like it's already like...
Well, it's not even just like gaming.
It's already discounted.
It's not just the games. It's like just spent like $300.
Right, that's right. That's right. As a reference to the last podcast episode, you spend a fuck ton of money on collector's editions.
Oh, no. But I do. No, I meant like I just spent $300 on a fucking computer, pretty much.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You bought a new
I'm pretty sure
case.
I was complaining about my computer last
Yes, you did.
podcast. And then I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to wait until maybe mid-October to get those pieces. And then I spent the next 2 weeks doing vigorous dev work at my job where it was like, okay, I'm good for it. It's irresponsible anyway, though. I gotta treat myself. So for those of you who do not know, the case I've been using for the entire time I've been on the platform, I got 10 years ago. It was a very old case. I had maybe 2 fans in the entire thing. It had terrible airflow, and the cords were a disaster. So I bought a 4000D Corsair case. I found out too late that the mid-series tower or mid-sized tower means tiny as fuck. Probably should have looked for a full size one.
It's the so you unless you're like putting in like 6 hard drives, you're fine with the mid.
Uh, mm,
You're fine with the mid. It's just gonna be a little tighter in
it was
space,
a
but
bit
it's
too tight. My build was
Oh.
very miserable, and they built the case in such a way where it was very hard to get cables in, and I had to bend them in strange angles, and I was like, this is not great. The case itself,
Yeah.
once I got it put together and I got it working, it's
looks
great.
great.
It looks great, and I probably sound better because I can't even fucking hear the thing. Like,
Yeah, I can't hear your fans at all.
oh my god. Like, typically
Yeah.
when I stream or do anything on my computer, whenever I would boot up any program, Chrome, for example, I'd boot up Chrome, this thing would fucking act like a rocket ship. It was so fucking loud. And another issue is that my computer generated a lot of heat, which made my room a fucking nightmare to deal with.
It gets hot.
Now, does it suck that I spent $300 to get a new PSU and some fans and a case? Yes, but I'm already appreciating the investment.
difference?
It is, my computer is not acting any better, but it has improved my life.
There are quality of life improvements to getting a better case,
Yes,
among other things. And
Yes.
plus, it's a good time. It's a good time to be buying PC parts because
Yeah, they're on sale.
They're on sale right now, and they're a lot cheaper right now.
I'm probably gonna look around Black Friday for any other upgrades. Like, I want to buy a new graphics card at some point. I want to look into like water cooling. I don't know if that's like something that's actually worth
I would
anything.
recommend if you're going to do some kind of non-fan cooling to just get an AIO.
Well, that's what I would like.
Okay.
Corsair makes an exact one that would probably
Yeah.
be perfect for it, and I would just use that.
I would recommend an NZXT AIO. I prefer NZXT's AIO solutions, but yeah, like Corsair is also very good for that too.
Like, but I think the first thing I want to try to upgrade is graphics card.
It's a good time for graphics cards. Just don't get a 40 series RTX. You want to get into that?
We haven't talked about our week though.
All right, we can go into our weeks, and then
Just-
we'll go into that.
let's put
'cause that's relevant to my week.
Oh, of course. As always, we'll put a pin in this excellent segue that we accidentally set up.
So, yeah, go ahead.
No.
Continue with your week then.
First, what have you been playing?
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't really. So, I've been working a lot, so I've been playing a lot of like assorted little mini games here and there.
I think we've had similar weeks.
Yeah, where I'm just like grabbing random 5 minutes of footage. I've played so many fishing things. I went back to Fable Anniversary for a little bit.
How do you like Fable?
I think people gave Fable Anniversary too much shit when it came out, like the remake or the remaster of the
Yeah.
original Fable. I think people just forgot that the original Fable is just like
Bad?
that. I don't think it's bad.
Peter
I
Molyneux,
think-
GC loves you still, okay?
I know, I hate that. No,
try
don't
to save
put words in my
face.
mouth.
I
That
hate
man
you.
ruined.
I hate
that man
you.
ruined the Fable series.
But you have
I don't even care if that's
someone in your
incorrect to
corner.
say.
You have someone in your
I
corner.
do not. Goddess was a piece of shit, and you're a fucking liar. I used to follow Peter Molyneux shit for a while, and not as a fan, but just like to observe a train wreck in slow motion. But anyway, Fable Anniversary is a lot of fun. I actually might go back and keep playing it. It's fun. It's just like a fun, goofy parody of like a storybook tale in a fantasy world. It's neat. I played a lot of fishing mini games. Like I played Sega Bass Fishing, which was a really weird game. Did you know in Sega Bass Fishing you throw your line towards the edge of the water and reel it towards the center?
That's weird.
Yeah, I thought that was strange. I don't know if that's like a bug or if I'm not understanding some controls, but my dude's in a boat in the middle of the lake and then he throws the rod towards the fishing lodge and it hits the cabin and then it falls into the water and then I'm catching bass from there. But anyway, besides that, I guess I was like, I need something distracting because I've been burning myself out a lot on work.
Hmm.
So I needed something that was like
A
going
relaxing
to,
game.
yeah, like a relaxing game, more
Some
like a distracting game.
something that is clearly this does not work.
Yes, I needed something. I needed something that was not work. Something that was like something that really triggered the part of my brain like a catharsis. So I decided to play.
I think we've had. I had this moment as well. I think I know what you're about to talk about, and I had this a couple months ago.
Well, how about you lead up to
No,
it?
no, 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 no. Is it? It's Assassin's Creed, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So I've been playing for like the last and when I say week, I mean like the last maybe 2 days, because that's
Yeah.
actually the time that I've had to play video games, like for funsies. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Don't support any
Of
Ubisoft
course.
titles. If you're gonna buy a Ubisoft game, buy it
Pre-owned.
pre-owned, third market, gray market. Go somewhere that it probably fell off the truck and get it
Yes.
there. Um, there is something about Assassin's Creed Syndicate is pretty good, honestly.
Dude.
It's not surprising at all, because it was
Those
their "we're sorry" game after Unity came out as it did.
those old Assassin's Creed games, even the ones that aren't as good, they just hit.
I call them potato chip games.
They are literally that. Like again, I don't know if I talked about it before we rebooted the podcast, but I had a moment where I was like, I want to fucking play the Ezio games. And then I just found them at GameStop on Switch pre-owned, and I was like, okay, because the way, thankfully, like again, fuck Ubisoft, but they at the very least make it so that because only one game's on the cart, but if you have that, you can just get the other games. You don't have to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
So because they're free DLC, you just need the launcher.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I still have access to all of them. But it's just something about that like junk food open world.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's open world games have had a resurgence. I think we talked about this already, where it's like Breath of the Wild changed how open world games were. It wasn't that much different, but it changed how you perceive them and how you perceive everything that happens around you.
It kind of recontextualized it for a lot of
Exactly.
people.
And they made it a bit more palatable.
Yeah.
But there's something
Retroactively.
about that, like, open your map, there are a billion icons.
And you can just turn your brain off
Yep.
and like run to all of them.
Yep, and you need games like that. Like,
Yeah, and Assassin's Creed feels good to move around
Oh,
into
yeah.
because of the free running stuff. So it's like, and it has a grappling hook. At least Syndicate does. So it's like great. But you know what I learned actually?
what?
It's good. Funny you bring up Assassin's Creed 2, right?
Yeah.
I was talking about Breath of the Wild with my friends while I was playing Syndicate, and I was like, oh look, it's a thing that's in Breath of the Wild that everyone thinks Breath of the Wild started. Then I was like, the only thing Breath of the Wild really added to the open world format was the paraglider. And then someone went, no, they didn't. I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, GC, the paraglider is in Assassin's Creed 2. And it is. There's a
forgot.
glider.
I completely
There's a
forgot.
glider. Da Vinci gives Ezio a fucking glider in
Wasn't
Assassin's
that
Creed 2.
for a mission though?
It's
That-
in like it's in a mission, but it's the same sort of like mechanics.
Yeah, but you can only use that once.
No,
You can
multiple
just,
times.
You can just use it in the overworld whenever you want.
Yeah. There's like smokestacks or whatever that you use them on.
No,
and
that's for a special mission though.
I thought it was
No.
multiple missions at least.
No, that's completely different then.
Really?
That is an entirely different mechanic. That is a
Hang on.
AAA gameplay set piece moment versus, oh, this thing will let me break my fall and, catch me some air.
Caught a glimpse of the flying machine. Blah 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 blah.
Oh shit. I'm listening to some fucking Minnesota Fats Pool Legends music.
Damn, that sucks. I thought my friend made a really good point.
Nah.
Oh well.
Sorry, friends.
Although another one did bring up a good point where it was all Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild was just the game of let's see what the Western industry is doing. And that's basically Breath of the Wild, down to the marketing, where they were like, you see that mountain? You can walk
go
over
there.
And it's like, Todd Howard literally said that to me.
Yeah, but Todd Howard lied.
Todd Howard was telling the truth about that. We went to that mountain. Nothing was there, but we
Yeah.
went to it. Same thing with Breath of the Wild. There was nothing on that mountain, but I got there.
Todd tells half truths.
Anyway, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It's a fun game.
I want to check out Syndicate at some point.
Syndicate is genuinely good. It just has a progression system for no reason, because you play as 2 different assassins at the same time, and you can switch between them, the brother and the sister.
Ooh,
and the sister is a stealth unit. Yeah, the sister is a stealth unit, and the brother is like a melee unit. So he's like running the gangs, and she's like the more traditional Assassin's Creed experience. And the game is like, Evie is built for stealth, and Jacob is built for melee stuff. So, you know, try to build them accordingly, right? And then there's abilities on both of them, but they have separate skill trees. So they level up together, but they have separate skill tree progressions, but it's the same trees. So they both have melee, ranged, and then utility, right? The exact same paths of progression, whatever. It's just at the very end of both their trees, there are abilities that only they can access. So it defeats the purpose of saying, "Oh, build them how you want," and then it's like, well, even if I build Jacob as a stealth unit, he'll never have the stealth master abilities. He can never have those, you know. And same thing for Evie. So it's like, this defeats the purpose of having this fucking skill progression. You should have just given them 2 trees, and made them share the utility one and give them their whatever. But anyway,
that game is almost a decade old.
Syndicate?
Yeah, 2015.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Yeah, you are old. Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus fuck. 2015.
I
was a year into doing YouTube in 2015. Christ. Anyway, yeah, Syndicate's good. I've been having a good time killing Templars.
Cullen
the story
looks
is
very
fine.
Invested. No, Cullen was looking for a third market site to buy
Copy of
Syndicate because I didn't want to give Ubisoft my money, but I heard it ran great on Steam Deck.
Cullen and GC are also hella tired.
We are. Okay, yeah. So last week we were like, bam, 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 4 hours, bam, bam, bam. We're like sleepy. Yeah, no, we're tired. If we make it to 3 hours, that'll be impressive. We'll try.
Yeah. Other than that, Cullen, you and I have
been playing a game.
We have been playing a game together. We have been playing a game together.
We have. Kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, one of us has been playing that game much quieter than the other.
Have you been playing without me?
No, I just meant to say one of us is way more salty when we play that game than the other.
So I'd like to. So we started playing Gundam Evolution, and GC found out how I get when I play shooters.
My God. You know what, though? I'm going to give it to you. I'm
entertaining to be around.
It's entertaining, but also at the end of the match, you don't care anymore.
Oh, yeah, no. I've learned to, like, compartmentalize my rage.
I have heard you say such awful things about people.
Oh, okay. You need to clarify that I call them adopted, and I don't say, like, because when people hear that, they think
you're not being toxic. You're not being toxic. You're not being racist.
I just call people adopted.
You're saying things like they're adopted and their parents don't love them and they need to touch grass.
Literally
and it's like,
true, though.
It's a story. A story is being written about these people. That it's like suddenly, when Cullen gets pissed, Cullen is like, I'm an oracle, and I know these people.
I'm over here like, I can't write the new video script. I'm writer's block, and then I'll play Evolution, and it's like, your family doesn't love you because your dad fucked the mailman, and then your mom got really sad, and then she blamed you for it, so you go on Gundam Evolution, and you play the fucking Melee Zaku.
It's kind of crazy how when you talk about that stuff, when we play, like a violin manifests itself. And plays sad music as you explain their life to them. It's nuts.
I do the same thing on Splatoon.
Cullen, those are actually children.
You don't get it.
On Gundam Evolution, it's man children.
Shibuya
but on Splatoon,
gets it.
It's actual children.
Shibuya is the only one who understands. Because
Shibuya, all of you,
Shibuya gets to my level where we're both like, let's ruin these kids' nights.
Every single person we have played Gundam Evolution together is so close to being as bad as you are about it. It is so funny because I'm sitting there at the end of a match going, hee hee, that was fun. We did pretty good. And everyone is like,
Fox
"This
also
fucking
gets
loser
it.
try hard.
Fox also gets it. I can trust
all
Fox.
get it.
I can trust
They
Fox.
all get it. They all get it. I get it. I just don't partake.
For those of you who don't know, before I became the JRPG boy, it's so weird. I went from I play the shooters like Battlefield, Halo to JRPGs. I had such a fucking heel turn, and it's still there.
I have always.
It
I have
never
always
went
been,
away.
I have always been an RPG guy, but I was also the hardcore first-person shooter guy growing up.
And the thing is, I've always been bad at shooters, so I've always been pissy when I play.
Maybe I'm just so used to losing that I've always just been like, okay, that was cool. Moving on.
But no,
I don't
yeah,
know.
you had a good point, because like I don't think before Gundam Evolution, GC and I had ever played a competitive multiplayer game together.
You want to know something crazy?
What?
The minute it happened, I knew it. I just knew it. I felt it. I felt it in my bones. I was like, I knew it. I knew this son of a bitch was salty as fuck playing games like this. I fucking knew it. Oh, it was so fun. It was a good time.
I genuinely love the game. Is this lighting good? I think this lighting's good.
Yeah, you're fine.
I turned it
Yeah,
up a bit
Gundam-
because it looked a bit dark on the other screen. I look
Oh,
like
okay.
I'm reaching a level of whiteness where I'm becoming gray. I look
Good.
like Lane.
No, the grayness is your fucking beard line, dude.
No, my skin.
Yeah, but it's only here.
No, it's everywhere.
I don't see it other places.
I need a
just
new
see it here.
monitor. I have 3 monitors of different brands and different quality and different nightmare. Anyway,
It's funny you say that.
I'm always funny when I say things.
No, it's funny you say that because I was gonna do a triple monitor setup, but my old roommates dropped my monitor when we moved it into this house.
I honestly
They dropped the third one, and I was like, oh.
I honestly can't go back from 3. When I got
It's so
2, I
useful.
couldn't go back from 2.
2.
And now that I'm 3, I have like Discord, I have Us, and then I have OBS, and it all just works.
I'm gonna get one in portrait mode, and I'm gonna put it like over here.
I've
or,
heard
like,
people
up
do
here.
that.
Yeah.
I work, the guy who works next to me has one that does that. I'm not really sure how it would, like I can't see the usefulness in it, but I'm sure it's there. I just can't
You
picture
use it for Discord or for Twitter. So what I would do is I would have Discord and Twitter on there, and then instead
Oh.
of being compelled to like look away from what I'm doing and like go to right to it, it's like a feed, like it's an actual like display feed that I can just look at and just keep going, and then I don't have to interact with it.
That's fair.
Yeah, like it's really cool because, and then if you have all 3 monitors, sometimes if you're working on videos, you need both monitors for something, and then you can have that there. And then as long as that's always there, you're not alt tabbing away from something you're trying to be productive with.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
point.
I know people that once they have like an office space for this kind of shit, their home computers is just one big screen. And it's like, I don't want to do work while I'm home. This is what I'm doing. Video game.
I need to improve my office space. My desk is nice. It's just not good for me. So I need to get a new desk. I'm slowly but surely upgrading all my shit.
Get the IKEA desk.
IKEA desk?
IKEA has a new gaming desk that I'm using right now. It's fucking huge and it's super good.
What you gotta give me details on this.
I think it's called the Ludisplayer. Ludisplayer IKEA.
Ludit. I don't know how to spell
zero
that.
results. IKEA gaming desk.
Hold on, everybody.
got
Stop
you.
everything.
Oh, Utisplayer. Utisplayer.
I found the Freddy.
Here, this
Okay.
thing.
Oh, that price. Oh.
What?
Oop,
What?
Wait, upspell? Wait, that's not it.
I just DM'd it to you.
Okay, hold on. Let's have Cullen take a look at this.
It is $229.
That's not.
It comes with built-in cable management. You
Ooh.
can raise it. You can manually set it so that it is a standing desk if you wanted it to be a standing desk. It's not an automatic standing desk,
But you have to move
can
it to
make
yourself.
It one.
Oh, that's
make it one.
useful.
So if you ever decide, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna do that. You can. I don't know, like if with all your stuff on your desk, I don't know if like you would be able to, but you can.
This thing, I think it looks a bit small.
No, it's huge.
It
It is 63 inches wide.
I need to measure.
That is
mine.
bigger. That is wider than 5 feet. That is a little over 5 feet. That's 5 feet and 3 inches wide.
Damn.
I can lay across this desk and it will almost be
yeah.
me entirely.
Dude, I wouldn't have.
I'm 5'8".
I wouldn't have admitted that.
I'm 5'8".
Tiny puny little guy. I wouldn't have admitted that. I just feel bad for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is 63. It is almost 64 inches wide.
Oh,
they don't even 7/8.
They don't even got it at my place, and they can't deliver. What the fuck?
That's the only thing is like you got to have it in stock.
What the fuck? This desk looks awesome, and I can't even get it.
It's really good too. It sucks for you.
What the fuck?
I would check back in once in a while. They'll have it in stock. But yeah, it's super good. It has a reversible desk top. So if you want like if you want a straight line on the end that you sit on, you can do that. If you want a little divot at the center to like tuck your chair into, you can just turn it around. I use that little divot for cable management on mine.
This looks way better than my desk. Wow.
Yeah, so I used to have their other gaming desk that was really bad, and then I decided to go somewhere else. Like their Fried.
I saw that. Yeah, it looked kind of.
It fucking sucks and it's more expensive, which is the most embarrassing thing ever. But this Pilar is very good.
How did they not deliver even? Like, did they just not have this desk? Is it not a thing anymore?
No, it's still around. It's just they would have to have it in stock, so you could just have them notify you when it's in stock.
That's stupid.
And then you order it. But if you don't want to do that, you can make your own custom IKEA desk, which is what most game like desk in like YouTube channels tell people to do. Like a lot of gaming channels that are like specialize in like the tech part of it and like the actual setup part of it, they go to IKEA, buy yourself an Alex drawer.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that looked kind of cringe though. When you get the 2 drawers and then you
can just get regular table legs if you want to. Like you don't have to do the drawers, but like that is still also like as far as listen. Not just to Cullen, but to anybody out there. If you want a desk for whatever you're doing, computer-wise, there are so many peripherals that if you work with computers or you need computers to work or you need, several accessories that you plug into your computer for work, no desk is going to accommodate you better than if you just buy a giant slab.
Like Berserk.
Yeah. Go berserk on it.
Go berserk.
Don't get any cupboards, don't get any shelves, go full guts. Okay? Get a giant flat slab of whatever material you like, put some fucking legs on it. That is going to always be better. I have gone through so many gaming desks, computer desks, what have you. I've done the drawer one. I've done the traditional office one. I've done the Fried one, which is this fucking desk that has like mounts, like shelving unit space for towers. It's got alcoves. It's got like hangers. It's got like all these things so that like a little shelf for your monitors. It will not give you the space you need. Like none of the shelf space on a desk will actually give you the space you need. No cup holders. All that stuff is going to do is just take up space for stuff you want to put on the desk. Go big metal, big wood slab. It's the best thing you can do. It is the best thing you can do.
I'll have to consider that. I had them notify me if they get it back in. So hopefully.
Yeah.
And hopefully they get it in when I have money.
Yeah, and then later I can just show you like a really good hack.
Okay. But
yeah.
we barely even talked about Gundam.
Yeah,
so,
we were almost like completely left the Gundam thing.
But Gundam Evolution is very fun. It's got a lot of problems, and I really hope they fix them.
Do you wanna like list them off and then talk about them and then take turns listing them off?
It's so hard because it's hard to like recognize them immediately. Besides saying like I don't like all the maps.
I can start with
Yeah,
one that we
go
can talk
for it.
about. So if you've played Overwatch before,
Sponsored
you
by
are
C4
aware.
Energy.
Sponsored? Nah, you can't say that unless we're actually sponsored.
I lied. They sponsor me.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor
Red
me.
Bull. Red Bull also.
No, that's conflicting.
Please.
No.
Please sponsor us.
No,
One
no.
of you sponsor us. One of you sponsor us. Don't
That's
sponsor
bad
Cullen.
for you. Red
C4,
Bull.
Cullen is drinking you and not going to the gym. Please do not.
When I
encourage
need a
his habit.
boost and I don't want to waste calories, I get a C4 energy drink. Not that garbage Red Bull. C4 energy.
When I want to taste like someone farted into my can of strawberries, I have a Red Bull.
C4 energy.
Anyway, Gundam Evo's fun. It's got some problems. If you've ever played Overwatch, that's what it is. It's an Overwatch clone.
Blatantly so.
Yeah, and like in Overwatch, you stack your party. So your squad stacks up together. That's what it means. It means everyone huddles up
Okay,
and they all move together. And one of the problems that Gundam Evo has sort of run into is that it's an Overwatch clone and it has a lot of the problems of Overwatch, but it doesn't have a lot of the things that make those problems not as annoying as in Overwatch. So stacking in Gundam Evolution is like a huge problem because I've noticed that there's a lot of abilities that encourage stacking. Unicorn Gundam has a passive ability that heals people, has an active ability that gives everyone armor. Jim, Sazabi, and Grandpa or the RX-78 Gundam, for example, they all have shields that they can stand in front of people with and like block hits with, right? That's like three different heroes in this game have shields. That's nuts to me. That's by the way. Then you have a lot of like the melee units have stuns, or some units have abilities that do stuns. Barbados is a really good example of one.
Fuck Barbados.
And then on the other side of things, right? So all of these things encourage stacking, and you would think, well, if the game really encourages stacking, then naturally, to avoid matches where everyone's just constantly stacked and nothing really interesting happens because the formations are never broken, right? To avoid that, in Overwatch, there's a lot of abilities that ruin that stacking.
Yeah.
Right. Like
so they can't just abuse it.
So like Junkrat has like traps that you can set that prevent the stack from moving forward because they have to wait for the other person to get untrapped, or they have to like watch out for it, or they just leave their person behind and that person ends up getting like singled out and taken out. Roadhog has a hook. I forget who they have. There
is one. I think it's Sazabi that has the hook.
Sazabi has a hook, but I'm gonna get into the difference there. I think Hanzo has like an arrow that it kinetically pushes people.
I remember.
Somebody has like a move that like pushes people away.
Disrupts it. Yep.
Yeah, the melee units when they hit things like people like fly backwards. Like there's an actual like knockback effect. Everybody's got like a ton of things. You could do like certain units. Like I know Symmetra, I don't know if she still does this, but she has turrets and she sets the little like the little sentries to like shoot things, etc., etc. A ton of things that are like, they punish the stack from happening, right? In Gundam Evolution, one, there are fewer hero units to choose from, and two, very few of them actually have anything to ruin the stack.
Yeah, it's a bit of a...
So you've got Gundam Barbados who can charge in and stun, but if the problem is that if everyone is stacked, melee units can't get in. And even if the Barbados gets in, the stun is not an AoE. The stun hits one person. It doesn't stun the whole stack and punish them for stacking, or punish them for not reacting to a Barbados getting up to them, right? Or like whatever. All that happens is the Barbados stuns one unit, and then the rest of the stack shoots the Barbados dies, and then they revive the unit. Being able to revive units in Gundam Evolution is so cool.
It is great, but
because of the stacking, it's so impossible to make any headway in the game. So you have like this fundamental part of Overwatch, right? and this new mechanic they've introduced, creating this really overpowered version of the meta from Overwatch, where like the game kind of comes to a standstill. If you think about it, it's like, what happens if you meet one team stack and one other team stack? You
It's a
just have these
mess.
you just have these two groups like huddled together doing this. Someone revives this, someone does this in a professional meta. That game's gonna be boring as fuck.
There is I'm glad that you understand the like details of this, because I just know, like, I play it and I get mad. I enjoy it, but I just get mad because it's like it's not something like this game has so much, like, the core of this game is fucking brilliant.
It's solid.
It is so good, but there are so many little details where it's like, okay, you guys, I would argue, have maybe like a 2-month grace period that people will maybe bother sticking around. If you don't get this shit fixed as fast as possible, you're gonna lose people. And
You
this
have until
is,
Overwatch 2 comes back online.
well, now is they released this at a great time
Yes,
because
it was perfect timing.
because Blizzard and Overwatch are pissing people off.
Yeah.
I don't think I have seen anyone but the hardcore, like, obsessive
What remains
Overwatch.
of the Overwatch
Yes.
community.
Those obsessive Overwatch fans are like, they don't care what shit they've been announcing. They love
They've
it.
played it for so long that they're committed to it. Even if they don't like what's happening, they're gonna keep playing it because that's their game.
Yeah.
It's very similar to like League of Legends or something like that, where it's like you're so ingrained into that game that at this point
yeah.
it's your second job.
So those people don't care what they announce. They're just in.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, like almost every Overwatch 2 announcement I've seen, people are like, this fucking sucks. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
This was a terrible idea.
And it with Gundam Evolution, it's like, it's sad because it's not sad. It's complicated because the problems that game has that what I think so far that I've identified, they're not like, oh, this unit's broken. Oh, this map sucks. Oh, this game mode's trash. It's like,
I've had all of those problems.
Yes. It's like conception. It's the flow of the game is bad. The meta that is developing is bad, which is what Overwatch was suffering from for a long time. It continues to, but the difference is that Overwatch had more variety of units. It had tighter designed units. It had better designed maps. I don't know about the game modes. I really don't like the payload shit in Overwatch. I find that game mode really
payload.
annoying.
I hated it in TF2 as well.
I don't. Yeah, I've never really liked that concept. Even if TF2 is like the progenitor of all these games, like I've never liked TF2. No. It's weird because the problems that I see in Gundam Evolution aren't.
I think they're fixable. Like, I don't think this is like a sinking ship.
Yeah, I think it's just the changes that they have to make are a little more like, for me, it's like, it's not a matter of, oh, let's make this map better. It's like, we have to punish this play style. And that's more complicated than, oh, let's nerf this character's damage, for example.
But they definitely do need to do some
of them, yeah.
There's a lot of balance problems.
Yeah, like I can one-shot some units with Barbados, and I think that's really not great, especially because it's very, like, they're mechs, so dodging attacks is not something those units can do.
Like, Exia is one of my favorite characters conceptually, but the numbers are just not there right now.
Yeah.
Like, there is no reason to play Exia when he is so like, because characters like that, he's the Genji of the game pretty much. And a playstyle like that is like, hey, if you're good at aiming, we will reward you significantly because his main projectile is hit scan. So it, like, if you land that hit, you're doing damage, and it's great. Exia does no damage, so you're putting in all this work for no reward. Where it's like a playstyle like that, you really need to, like, if I can consistently pull off all of these hits, that should be my win.
If you can get off all of your abilities on one enemy, that should kill them.
But so often it's like Exia's attacks just do nothing. Like all of them don't do enough damage, and they need to.
Yeah, and then on the reverse side, who's the one that has the hook?
I thought that was Sazabi, but I forget, honestly. I know
It's not
Grandpa
Sazabi.
has a chain.
It starts with like an M. It starts like an M.
It's
Whatever.
not
It's the unit that has the hook.
Oh, is
and
that
they can
Ass?
bring you in. No, it's.
I honestly don't remember.
I don't know. It's something. So like it's the enemy that can bring people in with a hook, and then they have like abilities that they can combo with the hook to immediately kill almost any unit they want. And if they don't kill them, I mean they're pretty much like dead anyway.
And because of the nature of the game, when you get them in, the swarm will the stack will just kill them anyway. So
yeah, and that ability is there. And that's what I was saying is you would think that ability is there to remove people from the stack, but really what it is it's an ability to pull people into the stack. And you know, it's just like that thing is just too strong. Barbados, you can kind of be debatable where it's like, yeah, you can kill all units in one hit, but as long as like you're spaced, it's fine. But also not every unit has the same amount of boost. And it's kind of unfair that the heavier units have more boosts, but the lighter units have less boosts.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It's weird because it's like these units, some of them are like mass production units in the Gundam universe. Yeah. So you have the sniper, you have Jim, which are the jobber units. You have the Zaku, right? The Zaku is heavier than the Jim, but the Zaku has more boosts. The sniper is a very weak unit, an incredibly weak unit, but it only has a single boost. Jim is an incredibly weak unit. It's largely a defensive unit. It still only has one boost. There's like these weird inconsistencies where it's like if a Barbados were to charge you and you're a unit that he can kill in one shot,
there's no way to get away.
If you just so happen to use your boost, he still has two more. He can plus the ability that gives him the extra
back
one.
At you.
So it's sort of there's sort of like a weird asynchronicity to it, and I know it's a team-based game, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you shouldn't be alone fighting a Barbados in the first place. But again, in a situation where like you're all stacked together, a lot of those movement abilities become useless. Like if the meta is supposed to be stacked, well then melee units like Barbados don't really get to play. You know?
It's like in the act of playing the game, when everything clicks together, it is so fucking fun.
Yeah.
But then you'll come across like, oh, we gotta walk like 5 miles to get back to the point, or like it's so many little things.
That's the other thing. Yeah, the walk back to objectives is so long.
It feels like they need to seriously reconsider the maps they have. They need to, I don't know. Like I really hope that people stick with it long enough for them to try to improve it. If they don't improve it, the game's gonna be dead within a year. Like
that's why I don't think it's gonna happen, because it's like those problems exist on every map, and it's like changing some units isn't going to make the stacking problem go away, because there still aren't answers to the stacking problem. So it's kind of like it's like, well, how are they going to change the maps? Make them smaller, remove things from it? That takes
no, it's not easy, but if they want to keep the game alive, that is their job.
That's a drastic thing to do after you've released the game, which is the thing.
I'm hoping they at least, like, if they can't improve the maps we have, or improve or maybe they could add more spawn points or something. Like, if they can't do that, I need to see what because
make the spawn closer.
If they can't improve what we have now, then the best way I can see how this game will continue to improve, or like evolve, if you will, is what are the new things going to be looking like? How are the new units? Like, what do they have planned in the future to make me consider sticking with it? We've bought in on the season pass. Like our like when we first booted in, we all fucking loved it. And I think day 2 when we were playing, we were like, I
was into it for a good amount. and I'm still into it. I'm not like I would love to play some soon, but like there's some really like fundamental sort of things where it's not like Salt, right? It's like
Yeah.
you're playing it and you're like
Mm,
usually you get like one or two people who are like, oh, this is bullshit, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks every
you
2
can say
seconds.
me and Fox.
No. Like you get people who are just like salty and you can kind of tell the difference, and then but it's like everyone that I've played this game with, even the people who are
Normal.
good at it.
Yeah.
Normal.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say level-headed like Jess.
No, even the people who are good at it and still like, whatever, and like across the board, everyone that I've played with, that I've played this game with so far, like they all feel it. They're all like, like this doesn't feel as satisfying as playing Overwatch. This has the same problems from Overwatch, sometimes worse, and it doesn't have the things of Overwatch that I like, and that's gonna make people go, then besides the fact that it's Gundam, why am I playing this?
I'm really hoping that this game was not made as a very quick cash grab to try to steal some Overwatch thunder, and that the devs are actually like, I don't want to assume the worst, obviously, but there is a worst case scenario where it's a in and out kind of thing where they're like, all right, cool, we made a quick buck. It's Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco like notoriously under budgets anything that doesn't have souls in it. Like
notorious
7 out of 10
cutters.
publishers, I meant. It's like,
but see, that doesn't make sense to me because one of Bandai's most successful IPs in general is Gundam.
Dude, it doesn't. All of their licensed games are like this.
But like their Gundam audience is huge.
So is the My Hero Academia audience. So is the Naruto audience. That doesn't.
Apparently that SD Gundam game is a Monster Hunter game. I didn't know that.
I've heard it's really good, actually.
Yeah, I want to play it.
Let's move over to that instead.
We could try, yeah.
I mean, I think it's
$60.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm not playing that. I've heard it's great.
It's a big chance to take. But
I mean, Gundam Breaker was just their version of Monster Hunter anyway, so.
True.
But I want the best for this game because I genuinely do love it at its peak. Like, I think this is like at this game's best, it clears Overwatch, fucking destroys it, but
easily
it has to. It's gotta they have to seriously look at it and decide now if they want to support this long time, and if they want to just support this, now's when you put in the work.
Yeah. Also, I will say, we're speaking from a casual perspective. We're not saying at this game's best, it's better than competitive Overwatch.
Because I don't play
in
that
casual
either.
play.
Yeah, we play casual. Like
in casual play, when this game clicks, it's a lot more fun to play than Overwatch.
Where it's like, oh, I died, I don't care, I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
But it's got some jank. This is of course, Bandai 7 out of 10, but if they put in the work, if they patch it, this can easily be a 9.
And it doesn't feel like I know you said, I really hope this isn't a cash grab. Me neither. But it really doesn't feel like one, which is why it would suck if it turned out to be one.
Where if they drop support on this fast, it's gonna suck.
This game has issues, but like you can the reason I keep playing is because you can tell that whoever made it, at the very least, the people that made it gave a fuck about.
They might not have had a big budget, but
because there's some interesting stuff, like they hybridize some of the units to create like new ideas that aren't just carbon copies of heroes.
Everybody having the Tracer boost is amazing.
Yeah,
like it, because honestly, fuck Tracer. Playing Tracer sucks. It is terrible. But so every character having. Like if an Overwatch 2 came out, the opening cinematic had everybody eat Tracer alive and steal her powers so that everybody could dash around, Overwatch 2 would be great. And that's Gundam Evolution. And that's why I'm not playing Overwatch 2, but I will continue playing Gundam Evolution.
Yeah, I think this is also like one of those things of like it is not the best, but if you don't want to play Overwatch 2, you can play this one.
You should.
You can definitely play this one. I think so.
It is a lot ethically sound to play Gundam Evolution than Overwatch 2.
So far, yes.
Even though
speaking of Overwatch 2, do you want to go into that?
Sure.
Do you just want to segue from Gundam Evolution into Overwatch 2 and if you don't if you don't want to play Gundam Evolution, you still shouldn't play Overwatch 2?
So, Overwatch 2, ever since announcement, has been pissing people off.
There's so many things that have come out recently that are just the worst.
Like, you don't get all of your original Overwatch units unlocked from the start. And it is said that you will need to play 100 matches just to get
if you have
everybody.
not played Overwatch before.
I think even if you have.
I believe it was even if you haven't played Overwatch, if you haven't
don't
played
get them,
Overwatch before.
I don't think you get them from the start, even if you
Really?
have. No one in the
Really?
comments take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, we're not claiming to be experts. But
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
like,
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna laugh really hard.
hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
We're doing it live.
Every player must complete 100 matches of Overwatch 2
I was right.
to unlock all the 32 original characters from its prequel. And I think it's because they want you to play as the new characters first.
But 100.
100 matches.
Go
is so
fuck
many.
yourself.
Okay, let's explain why that's horse shit.
Well, I could say why it's horseshit immediately because hey, guess what? If you don't like this, too bad. Go fuck yourself. Overwatch 1 is getting shut down in like a week.
Yeah, so you can't play Overwatch 1 anymore.
The full price game you spent money on is inaccessible.
Yeah. You can't even do like custom matches. Like it's not even that the servers are down. Can you fast track it? I hope not. That would be awful if you could spend money to do that. Because
you shouldn't have to begin with. You shouldn't have to play 100 matches to get the game that you paid for.
It's also a way to pressure people into paying extra to unlock characters faster if you can fast track it. So like if you can fast track it, that's not like well, at least there's that. It's like, no, they put that in because they know 100 matches is a lot. And they know people will be compelled to pay for that. But there's kind of a lot of reasons why this is kind of scummy. One, it's that if you don't want people to play the older heroes, you can just say we're not releasing the older heroes until a couple weeks from launch or a couple months from launch. So that way people can play as the new heroes, and that way people can get used to the newer heroes and they can give them time to play them and stuff. Because I think what they worry about is that people are going to immediately go to the older Overwatch heroes because they're tested and safe, right? But you could have just not, like I was saying, is like you could have just not added them into the game until later if you wanted to do that. What this does do, however, is make your active player base when the game launches look really healthy, because you're forcing the people who were going to wait for the older heroes to get unlocked, you're going to force them to play the new game in order to do it. Like Cullen was saying, the people who paid for Overwatch, do you own Overwatch 2 if you've bought Overwatch 1?
Overwatch 2 is free for everybody.
Oh, that's right.
Now I'm seeing some people say that it's only new players. It's so weird, like it's inconsistent. But it's still ridiculous. Okay, so apparently I'm seeing a lot of people say that only new players have to unlock the heroes.
Okay. I still don't like that.
I don't like it.
Because you have players who can't use here. What if those heroes are good? But if it's only new players, that even makes less sense, because it means the old players are going to play the old heroes and the new players won't have access to the old heroes. So there's going to be an imbalance because you don't have those heroes unlocked. Right?
Yeah.
So it means if it turns out that these older Overwatch heroes are better in the balance of Overwatch 2, then the newer players won't actually have a level playing field with older players because they don't have access to the heroes. And you swap heroes in Overwatch, right? You can swap mid game.
Yeah.
So like you can't even do plays like that. Like you're limited in counter picks.
And new players are probably not going to want to make it 100 in if they're stuck playing the same fucking people again and again.
And how many
again.
Overwatch heroes are being added in too?
I don't even
Like are you starting with like 8?
Maybe.
Because that's really discouraging to be playing Overwatch 2 as a new player that doesn't have heroes unlocked. And also, this doesn't even necessarily mean new players. This could be anybody who just doesn't have access to their Blizzard account. So anybody who doesn't have their arena.net account anymore for whatever reason, like won't have access to the older heroes even if they did buy Overwatch 1. Like this is anyone who ever shared an account with someone to play Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like you're look like I don't know, like I don't like that. That's
It's just there's so much with this that like, look, if you're an Overwatch fan, like no one's coming for your personality. No one's making a criticism against you.
I actually don't think like that group of people really cares about the criticisms aimed at the game. I think they're aware of them.
But like I feel like it's pretty mild criticism to say I don't like this.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's not a hot take.
No.
And let's get into the next part.
But
there's the 100-player matches.
And then so I have seen arguments for this that were not I love Blizzard, like I've seen it and they make sense. Now, so what they announced is that to play Overwatch 2, you need to have a phone number submitted, and then you also will have all of your voice chat messages, like all of your voice chat recordings, like they're recording your voice chat. Now, apparently they did this in Overwatch 1, but they are making it a bigger deal in Overwatch 2 because they are trying to crack down on harassment.
Yeah.
This is a noble goal that they are going about in a very iffy way, given that I don't trust Blizzard with my information.
This is incredibly invasive.
It is incredibly invasive.
This is a really good idea that is being done in an incredibly invasive way.
Yes. Now, a lot of like, this is the phone number thing is almost even like because they typically have your fucking information on your account anyway. I'm pretty sure you need your phone number, like your email, like your address, your credit card. They already have that. So I'm not here like losing at it. Yeah, it's like I get the motivation, I get it. It's iffy though, because in my opinion, well, one, I don't want you to have that information. I don't use voice chat anyway. It's 2022. Why would you use voice chat? What, like,
the point is that we don't really, this is one of those things where it's like we don't really think about the amount of information that these companies take from us, and we don't really think of it as valuable information because many of us don't have anything to hide or whatever, but it's not really about that. You know?
It's just, I'm against that, I guess. I don't want them. I don't like it. Now,
I got a perfect analogy for you.
What?
I got a perfect analogy for you. I heard it from a guy who was talking about cybersecurity at a TED Talk once. So, Cullen.
Yes.
Right? Information on the internet. Everyone's got it, right?
Of course.
Companies have a ton of your information, and, you know, let's assume you are a person who's like, who cares? I don't have anything to hide, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's actually do a real life application of what's happening to your information.
Okay.
I'm a stranger. I am some guy in a suit, right? And I say, let me into your house and give me your social security papers right now. And I will look at you and go, but what do you have to lose? What are you hiding?
Yeah.
Let me into your house. Give me access to your credit card information. Give me your address and your phone number.
I want
and your wife's name and your children's names. Tell me these security questions. I want to know you, and I want to verify that it is you, and I want to store this information away for later. Let me into your house to collect it. that is what is actually happening when companies collect your data. It's just we don't see it that way because there's no physical person
Yeah.
doing that.
Like,
But those are people who are taking your information and storing it somewhere that is not proven to not be secure.
the SSN example is bad because of ID theft. Yeah, no, obviously no one wants your
Except we use our social security number for a ton of identifying things that we shouldn't be using our social security number as an identification thing at all for.
But for games, I get that for in this instance. But
sure,
like it really is just like in my opinion, like from my perspective, because I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, that's garbage, they don't need. It's like, okay, I fucking Square Enix for my Final Fantasy 14 sub. I'm pretty sure they have all that shit. But Square Enix, like I trust Square Enix with my information a lot more than I trust Blizzard.
But also, like, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. Like it's all wrong. Like if I tell you, hey, them recording your voice chat stuff is wrong, and then
I agree.
And then somebody goes, well, Square Enix has all your information because you play Final Fantasy 14. I would go, yes, and that is also wrong.
No, I get it.
Right?
I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, I know. But I'm just, for the people that like would be like, well, you're already giving it to someone else. It's like, no, like it's all bad.
Yeah, no,
this is just another thing in the long line of bad company thing.
But like, my point really is just like, if everyone does this, that sucks, but I get it. Blizzard has done nothing in the last couple of years to make me think I could trust them with that information.
That is very true. Sorry, you're right.
My perspective on this.
That is a very good angle on that.
We live in a society.
They have lately not proven that they can keep your information safe, nor that they are trustworthy.
Worthy of, yes, exactly. Yeah. So I don't like that they record my voice chat. I will not be using voice chat even if I didn't know. This does not affect me. I think it's weird though.
It's weird that they ask for you need your phone.
I think they do that to maybe crack down on like bots, or maybe also just like make.
Is it for two-factor?
I think it's to verify that you are. It's like kind of the same reason where on Discord you can set it so that people with like only real like verified phone numbers or emails can access your
This is to prevent people from using cheats and cycling through multiple additional accounts that all share the same phone number.
Is that what it is?
That is from Blizzard. Previously, the box price of Overwatch served as a cost when it came to players being banned and needed to create a new account. Now that the game is going free to play, the barrier to entry is much lower, and so Blizzard needed some other solution. That would make sense if there weren't a lot of free to play games out there that didn't need this.
Gundam doesn't need that. What the fuck are you on about?
Like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. See, that's kind of what I'm getting at here too, where it's like, okay, so the phone number thing and the recording my matches aren't the same thing. They're separate things that they're doing. So the phone number, I'm assuming the phone number, I thought it was for two-factor, but it's not even for two-factor. It's just to make sure that people aren't making multiple accounts under the same number. But that, I
don't like it.
You don't need that info. Like, you don't need to verify the user has a phone. You just need to have a better anti-cheat solution. And I don't think this is a good one. I think it's invasive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, what if the user doesn't have a phone?
Go fuck yourself. Don't be poor.
What if they're a kid and their parents don't let them have phones? Like, they gotta use dad's number. What if dad also plays Overwatch? Like, we live in the year 2022. Parents play games with their kids, and also a lot of parents limit their child's use of like technology. Like, a lot of smart ones do anyway. Like, I don't know. I don't think this is a good solution. I think at worst it's destructive, and at
I
best it prevents people from playing.
Now, I absolutely do not want to sound like a hater. I never ever want to come across as someone who just hates, full of vitriol. That's not me. That's not my brand. I hope this game fucking bombs. I think it'd be hilarious. I think it'd be fucking astoundingly hilarious if this game was a flop.
There is no reason why Activision Blizzard should have success any longer.
Yeah. Especially when
Burn the whole thing to the ground.
They're not trying to actually improve. And if anything, Phil is just enabling them to be worse.
I like there is no reason why anyone should feel bad for Activision fucking Blizzard.
Like
no.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, fuck. At the very least, it's cool that this is free. So if I was interested in booting it up to see, they wouldn't be getting my fucking money. But I just don't even care. Everything
they don't need
around,
your money.
Oh, of course, but like everything.
They need your
attention,
presence on their launch, so they can be like, look, it's working.
Fair enough, but it's just like I really just everything around Overwatch 2 just seems like a red flag. Like
apparently there's no more loot boxes.
Wow, apparently you have to pay for all the story.
See, that's the part that I don't get, because I don't know what their business model is if this game's free to play and you don't have loot boxes.
Maybe you just buy the stuff. Maybe it's like Gundam Evolution where you just buy the shit you want.
You buy the units and shit, and
Yeah.
they go back to like classic League of Legends.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Which is where it probably should have stayed, where it's like you just you play the game to unlock things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Pay them money, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Fucking Overwatch. I gotta go piss out my frustration.
Okay, go for it.
Yep. Find us something to talk about while I pee out all my vitriol.
We got stuff to talk about. We got those GPUs to talk about, homie.
Well, find another. We only have 3 stories on the docket.
Yeah, go take a pee-pee.
I'm peeing right now.
Embarrassing. So embarrassing. We have a docket open every podcast so that everyone knows. He's not going to edit this out. We have a podcast open every podcast. A document open for every podcast so that we can see what we're going to be doing. On Cullen's been playing list for like the weekly vibe stuff, we have like a section. It's like, what has GC been playing? What has Cullen been playing? I have 2 things. I have Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Gundam Evolution. Cullen has 7 things on his list, and he wants me to find something to talk about. All we gotta do is talk about one of the 7 fucking things he put down on this goddamn list. Jesus. We're gonna talk about those GPUs. We're gonna talk about why you probably shouldn't buy a 40 series card. Why it's a bad idea. At least the cases in which it's a bad idea, which will most likely fall under your use case. Spoiler alert, the 40 series Nvidia cards are things you probably do not need. Unless you have decided to render a 1-to-1 scale render of the Eiffel Tower or some such thing. You probably don't need it, and honestly, it probably wouldn't help you. You would probably have to go bigger or do something completely different. Yeah. Why EVGA is starting to look a lot smarter? Yes. We'll talk about that too. I don't know if Cullen knows about that, but I do. So we can talk about how that's related, because that is 100% related. We'll also talk about the Intel graphics cards and why they might be a good idea for you, depending on what you're looking for. but how they will not replace your desire to get a 30 series card, in my opinion. If you're looking for something more future proofy, I would say. Just gonna sit back and watch this unfold. Good. Learn your stuff. I have to use the bathroom, but I don't want to leave you guys alone because I know Cullen will be upset if I do that. But it would be really funny if we had a double chair stream. So maybe I'll go, even if it's for like 2 seconds, so that you guys can see the double chair stream. All right, I'm gonna be right back. He's probably already on his way back. Chair stream.
Are you seriously gone as well? VOD people, I'm sorry. VOD people, I can't apologize enough because I'm not editing this. I'm not touching this. This ain't getting edited. This podcast would have to start making us real ass money if I were to ever actually edit these episodes. I'm sorry. I had my time editing podcasts back when Steiner and I did one. Nah, too much work. Nope, not for this. Y'all, let's talk about donuts. I am starving. I thought I had dinner. Turns out I did not. So let's just talk about food. 'Cause I'm hungry. Big fan of chairs. I'm a huge fan of chairs. This fucking bitch ass coming back. Abandon our audience like this.
So how long, chat, was it before Cullen got back? Did I time it right?
You timed it?
I didn't want to leave the chat unattended, but I also thought having the double chair stream would be really funny.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna get up to go pee at like the right moment where Cullen will just immediately come back and sit down right before it gets too long for the chair stream.
Oh, the donut place I really want is closed.
About 10 seconds, perfect.
Oh, fuck you.
Perfect, 10 seconds of chair stream. I'm so happy. It's gonna be good. We could screen cap it later and be like, this is what the VIBECAST looked like today.
Dude, I have had an unfortunate problem.
What's up?
I'm fucking hungry.
Get some.
No, I can't.
Why not?
We're potting.
Eat while we podcast.
No, not for YouTube.
Stop overthinking it.
No, I need to figure it. Like, I'm not gonna spend all my time figuring out what I want to eat, because it's either I cook. I spend 20 minutes cooking food, which cuts into podcast time. I spend 10 minutes ordering food, which cuts into podcast time. There's no winning.
I can talk about GPUs
No.
for 3 hours while you're looking for food.
No. Pizza time or bell time? Neither. That's unhealthy.
I guess we could talk. I guess. Look, let's just go into the GPU discussion.
Sure. I don't have much to say because I'm a dumb brain, but
yeah,
by all means.
So while I'm doing that, you can
figure out food?
look at something. Yeah. So, what did you want to talk about GPU wise? Because Cullen DM'd me and sent me a DM about the Intel Arc GPU cards. And Cullen said, "How much do you know about GPUs? This looks like it could be interesting."
This also comes right off of the tail of NVIDIA saying $1,000 GPUs is the future, and then getting laughed at by the internet.
Yeah. So NVIDIA announced that their 40 series cards, that the price hike due to the crypto market is here to stay, which is there's a couple reasons why they might do that. So there's a couple reasons why they might be saying that. One, they spent a lot of money producing way too many 30 series cards, and they're sitting on a lot of inventory. So your next series of cards, setting those price points really high, encourages your consumer to buy cards from the previous generation instead, and that's a really good way to move inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Is to price your 40 series card that way, or B, they just want to take advantage of the fact that the crypto market artificially increased the price of GPUs and they want to sell at that MSRP because they think they can make a ton of money off of it.
Which
Both of these things are likely true.
what I think will happen instead is that they might inadvertently get PC players to either go to consoles or stay with their 30 series cards.
So yeah, and that's the other thing is the 40 series cards are the 40 series cards are not that impressive.
Like, I don't think I need one.
You don't.
Like, if anything, what the 40 series will do is make the 30 series decrease in value.
Yeah.
And then I can just buy a cheaper 30 series if I want that.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying is they'll be able to move the inventory that they're sitting on because they spent a lot of money making a lot of 30 series cards because they thought the crypto market was going to go boom.
And then it crashed.
And then it fucking crashed. So now you have a lot of 30 series cards out in the wild, and Nvidia themselves are sitting on a lot of them. So the 40 series Nvidia GPUs, the RTX 4, what is it? The RTX 40, there's no 4070. That's right. They don't have a 4070. They have a 4080, a 4080 Super or whatever, and then a 4090 Ti, whatever, something like that. There is a 470 in there. They just decided to not name it the 470 so that they don't have to sell you a budget card at a budget price, which is the extra fucked up thing where it's like traditionally you would have your 70, your 80, your 90 in your Nvidia lineup, and then you would have the 60 as like the budget card, and then eventually they would do like weird in-betweens. This is where your 1660 came from, your 1650, sort of like this like mid-generation re-release of cards that are slightly better. Yeah, and the regular 480 is just a 470, but they haven't modeled it that way so that they can justify selling it to you for more. But if you look at the actual hardware specs for these cards, they're not that much better than the 30 series. Like, if they are better, because of course they're going to be better.
Yeah, but they're not better enough. Or they're better in ways it's like we don't need this.
If you are someone who plays video games, you do not need a 40 series graphics card. Unless you're planning on playing these games at 8K resolution at 60 frames a second, you do not need a new graphics card. If you don't have a monitor that can support the resolutions you want to play them at, you don't need a new graphics card. And as far as like, oh, the 4090 has 24 gigabytes of VRAM. I don't think there's a single fucking game out there that needs that.
No.
And if there is one, it's just badly
optimized.
Yeah, it's a dick measuring contest, and it's doing that needlessly. You don't need it. The only people that I like looking at the specs, right? I'm like, the only people that I can justify selling this to, and I talked to my friends, and I did not think this at first, but I talked to another group of friends of mine, and like they kind of made a lot of really good points that made me like realize, you know what? Yeah, it's like at this point, you forget even getting this if you don't already have a 30 series card. Like, I can't even justify it for people like that. I would still, like, at this point, I would say you should just get a 30 series card if you don't have a 30 series card.
I need a 30 series card. I still have a 2060 Super, and it's like, it's fine, but I could definitely, like...
You want the boost.
I need the, like, even if for just, like, video, like, rendering, just, like, I could definitely
use... The 30 series cards are a huge jump. I have a 2080 Super, and the 3080... it's still a huge increase for me.
The 20 to 30 was massive, and the 30 to 40 seems like, oh, we just wanted to sell $1,000 card.
Yeah, it's very similar to the 10 to 20 debacle, except you could have justified buying a 20 series card if you didn't already have a 10 series card, because the jump there made a lot of sense in that regard, where it's like there's enough improvements from 10 to 20. If you don't already, there's enough improvements from like 900 or from the 9 series to the 20 series. If you don't already have the 10 series card, right? And the performance upgrades are big enough to justify not sticking to the 10 series if you don't like have one. But in this case, it's like you definitely don't like, even like, unless you are like a hybrid, what Intel actually came up with this term like literally yesterday, I think, or at a presentation they did very recently called megataskers, which is a really good term
Megatasker.
yeah, for like the specific user, where it's like you play video games, you do rendering stuff,
Oh god, we're
you use your computer
megataskers.
for a lot. Yeah, we are.
Oh
Content
no,
creation.
we're content bitches.
So like they were kind of, Intel kind of said this about CPUs, but this kind of works here, where it's like, unless you're like a mega tasker and you're whatever you're fucking rendering, whatever you're exporting is like you're a 3D modeler kind of mega tasker, like fuck YouTube videos. You don't need 24 gigabytes of VRAM for YouTube videos. Premiere doesn't even do 2-pass encoding on hardware encoding, so it doesn't even fucking matter what your GPU is when that happens. Like you need a good processor for that stuff. Like unless you're like very specifically doing, I think, 3D modeling stuff, you don't need a 4090 Ti. You're never gonna need I mean, you could definitely get one, and you'll never need another graphics card until you have like gray hairs in your asshole. But like, you don't need a 4090 Ti. You don't need a 480. What is it? A 480 Ti, a 480 Super, whatever they're calling it, and then you don't need a regular 480. Like numbers wise, a 3080 is pretty close. A 3090 is still really good. Like those cards are still performing like at par, like pretty, like it's a pretty, like, I think I did the comparison, and it's like you're looking at like 9% performance increases from 30 to 40, or like 15% or something like that, which is still a lot, but not enough to convince an end user to get it.
Graphics cards stress me the hell out, because I obviously want I want a better one, but like I just don't think I can justify these prices. They're super
expensive,
even for the 30 series.
They're dropping. You got to buy them secondhand off of eBay.
Yeah,
and you got to make sure you don't buy one that's been stripped for parts, because they'll tell you that it's for parts. You don't need that. But like, you got to do a lot of secondhand shopping, which is annoying.
That's how I got
really good.
That's how I got my 2060 Super.
Yeah, and it would be really good if those cards were cheaper, like just off the bat. Like if Nvidia like marked down the prices of those cards,
they're still expensive
as a result.
on eBay. Jesus.
But yeah, they haven't altered the pricing of the 30 series cards to reflect the fact that they're saying the 40 series cards are so much better. So it's really confusing that Nvidia is saying, oh yeah, buy the 40 series cards, here's their higher price tags. We're not lowering the prices of the 30 series cards, even though we want people to buy them. It's because they want to make the money.
Of course.
And it sucks. And it explains why companies like EVGA have decided they're not going to make Nvidia cards anymore. They're pulling out of the GPU market entirely, citing poor relations with Nvidia, which is huge.
I thought they were just moving to, so they're just not doing GPUs anymore, period.
They said we are pulling out of the GPU market, and the reason we're pulling out of the GPU market is because we have been treated incredibly poorly by Nvidia. They said incredibly poor relations or something like that. Like they threw them completely under the bus, which from other things that I've been watching seems to line up with exactly the kind of thing Nvidia does, except someone's saying it loudly this time. In my opinion, the 3070 is the best power heat price ratio. It is. And that's the thing. It is. The best bang for your buck right now is still a 3070.
Not the TI, or does that count the TI as well?
If you want to go for the TI, get the TI. I mean, whatever.
I
don't
know if I want to go for any of them, because these prices are fucking insane.
$600, something like that.
It's anywhere between 400 to 600, and I can't justify that.
The thing is that it'll last you longer than a console will.
I know, but it's just like I
know it's a lot of money. That's still a lot of money, but that's the price of cards. What was I saying? The other thing that's interesting is that there is something you can get. There is an affordable option, and the Nvidia cards and the confusion around their pricing and people going, why are you doing this? And like just people all around saying Nvidia is really dropping the ball here, comes at the same time as Intel announcing that it's going to start releasing graphics cards, like dedicated graphics cards.
Do you want to know something? And related to that I really appreciate,
yeah,
because I'm sure the Intel I'm sure there's going to be something with these ARC cards that pops up, but
Sure.
there is something that is so nice about Intel being like, hello, we are Intel, we are making cards. We have 3 variants. That is it. Whereas if I type in 3070, I am seeing a billion different manufacturers all making 3070 Ti's, and they are apparently all different, and they all have like it is so inaccessible.
Yeah.
For someone like me who just wants to fucking buy I just want to buy a card and not
pick
have
a brand.
But
pick a brand that's like trusted and stick
there's
to it.
20 fucking brands though. Like that's
Gigabyte,
my
EVGA. Though they don't
my
make cards
point
anymore.
is just that it's like I just it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. It's confusing and it's like I don't know what to do. It's nice that they have different manufacturers and stuff for this stuff, but it is intimidating to users, and Nvidia kind of likes it that way because it sort of gives them prestige in a weird way. All of them suck ass at the moment, but Intel seems to be committed to improve them. Yeah, so let's talk about those cards.
Yes.
The Intel ARC cards are not actually that powerful. So I think the 770, I don't know if the 9070 is out yet. What is it? It's I think it's a 4,
out yet, but 770 is dropping first.
Right, but they have they all have designations. The 770, the 750, and then the 790, I think is their like their tier things.
Yeah.
So everyone should keep in mind that these graphics cards are not. Oh, okay, yeah, it's matching with their i5, i7, i3 naming scheme. Okay, so keep these in mind. These cards are not the most powerful things. In fact, their strongest card is somewhere between a 30. It's somewhere between their budget card and the 30 series. I forget what it's called. I think it's a 3550 or 30 something Ti. I forget what it is. I'm drawing a complete blank. I'm really sorry about that. And it's between that and a 3070. Its performance falls somewhere in there. That's where your 770 falls.
But it's
not
great, but it's also good for someone
cheaper.
Like me who wants a 30 series like level of power but doesn't want to drop $600.
Yeah,
Now,
it underperforms compared to the 3070, so you might want to stick to the 3070, and I can just help you buy something. But you're right;
do not help.
It is much more. It's much easier to buy directly from Intel
because there's no confusion.
And it's like, yeah, this is what this card does, and you know what the card does.
Yeah,
you know, I will say that for the most part, as long as like most graphics cards are guaranteed to perform at what they say they perform at, regardless of manufacturer. The only difference is that some of them offer other overclocking options, and that's really what you're picking from. Plus, ARC's AV1 encoding makes them a potential buy for streamers. Yes, that was the other thing is the cards have like some really cool tech in them for really good encoding. Like Nvidia has HENC 2.64, I think so, at 6.4, I think, and then AV1 encoding is supposed to be like incredible. It should also be noted that the A770 has a 16 gigabyte dedicated memory spec that you can get. I don't know how much that one is, but that would probably be the one I would recommend you get, Cullen.
What, the 770 or?
Yeah, for the A770, it has 2 specs. It has an 8 gigabyte spec and a 16 gigabyte spec.
16 would be the one.
If you're gonna get it, I would tell you to get the 16 one, just because it
how
has
much is
more.
The 16 one?
I don't know. I don't know if the prices have dropped. They're dropping on October something, October 14th.
Well, because it says the
4th.
A770 is 330, and I only see the one spec. No, okay, the A770 is the 16 gig.
Third card after the 380 and the 750. Well, I guess I'm reading this wrong. No, it comes in 2 memory configurations.
I'm just seeing ARC 770 features 16 gigs of RAM.
Okay. No, it hasn't. Okay, Intel hasn't revealed the price of the 16 gigabyte limited edition variant.
That's weird.
So you're looking at $329 for the 8 gigabyte one, which is still perfect.
Yeah.
All the LTT vids coming in clutch. Yeah, right. You called me out, but also you called yourself out, Peruser. Um, so like it is a good budget option because I mean compared to like what's a 3070 coming out to right now? I think it's like $100 more.
Yeah, like $300 more.
I mean right now, oh yeah, it's like $600 for a 3070. So you're getting some slight performance drops compared to the 3070 or like some they're like they range from like some more significant ones whatever, but you're getting them at like a fraction or
Of
like
the
half the
cost.
price.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for $200 cheaper, that's not nothing to sniff at, you know? So it really like it is an option. I don't recommend it to everybody. If I would wait for definitely wait to see for the benchmarking stuff to happen because I don't think anyone's done any benchmarking on it.
But
I think there's one benchmark on it.
I think this is a great introduction card. Like if you want to build a computer, like this is
Yeah.
your first time building a computer,
Yeah.
this is a lot better than fucking dealing
Sure.
with Nvidia's bullshit.
I'm a web dev. Hardware people scare me. Same. Like, yeah, I would say so because you would just it would this what you're right. What this is accessible in that regard where it's like if someone wants to build a computer for the first time, it's like here's your $300 GPU. Here's your Intel GPU. Here's your Intel processor. Here's your Intel motherboard.
And how long until they just make pre-built ones with this shit in it to make it even easier?
They're already doing it.
Exactly.
You can actually buy them off of
that like it's smart. It's a good business move.
yeah, like it's honestly like it is a smart move from Intel to go into the GPU market. Also it's just nice to have more people competing because now you have Nvidia, AMD, and Intel competing against each other in the GPU market.
I'm really hoping because AMD, like I know people who have AMD cards. I stick with Nvidia simply because Shadowplay, all this stuff. They have great encoders for the stuff, but I want competition. Like
you should look at the new AMD cards that they're coming out with. Like AMD's really stepping up its game lately.
I use AMD for my processor. They're great. The Ryzens are fucking awesome. They're way better than the i7 or the i series.
I was gonna talk about that.
Welcome to the nerdier than usual nerdcast where we're talking hardware.
We reveal our cards.
We are geeks.
So I've been looking at the specs for the new Intel cards, the 13th generation Intel chips, and then the new AMD chips. And it's really funny that AMD kind of fucked up.
Oh no.
And their best one of their last gen processors is actually doing really fucking well. Like measured up against the new generation for both Intel AM and AMD processors. It's the Ryzen something 3D. It was like another mid-gen CPU that they put out that is doing amazingly. I gotta find it. I'm gonna find it now.
I gotta find because I got a Ryzen.
Yeah. So the thing about the CPUs is that there's a lot of really big jumps in the AMD CPU market, but it's that one processor that they put out that's still really good. Obviously, if you don't have that, then whatever. But it is also, if we're talking about saving money,
let's see. I'm using the Ryzen 7 3700X, and I adore this thing.
Yeah. So the one I'm thinking of is the Ryzen 7 5800X3D. And if you want to look at the price of that one and compare it to the prices of the Ryzen 9s.
You said it was the Ryzen
5800X3D. So right now that processor is going for
about $400.
About $400. You can find it for cheaper. You can find it for a lot cheaper.
And honestly, I'm sure you don't even really need the 3D part.
No, that's just it's a spin.
Yeah, no, but
it's an offshoot of the card.
But like I'm sure
so it has VCache technology.
But the oh my god. Currently
that's why you want it.
Well, currently though, the normal 5800 is like $289.
Right.
Without the
3D. That one is being outperformed by the new Ryzen cards, which are about the same price.
Okay.
And like the that one's being outperformed by the new Ryzen cards that have more threads, more cores, etc. But the 3D one, the one that has the V-cache, the 3D V-cache technology, which the new processors also have, if I remember right, this one is out. Like it's in some cases it's performing as good, and in few cases, it doesn't. The new ones don't use a 3D cache.
Why?
I didn't know that. Oh, that's embarrassing. So the 3D cache is what's making the 3D cache is 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 what's or cache is what's making that card perform so well with the new ones. And if you look in some places, it's being sold for more than the new Ryzen chips.
It's weird. Wait, do they really sell these without the cooler? Why would they do that?
Because most people get an all-in-one cooler or other cooling solutions, like custom cooling solutions.
I
Because
bought
most
mine,
people
it just
don't
came
use the
with it.
stock cooler.
I do for mine. Works great.
Nah, man, you can save so much money just not getting the cooler
Oh,
and then
fuck, I
buying
wish
like
I
a
knew
$20
this.
heatsink.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wish I knew this.
They don't use the 3D cache. That's so embarrassing. Anyway, so this card is doing really well, and people are again sort of asking why, like these new AMD CPUs are really good. But at the same time, you already have this other processor out that's doing really well. Despite the fact that it does have weaker hardware.
Yeah, quote unquote.
So like the Ryzen chips are really good. The new ones are really good. Definitely go get one of those if you want one of those, I guess. But like, just know that there is a cheaper alternative that you can go get. Linus Tech Tips has they have a really good video out about this where they looked at the benchmarks for the new Ryzen chips and they compared it to the old Ryzen chips, and they're like, there's some really significant jumps, except for this one fucking chip that they released in the middle of the generation that has this tech in it that is just whooping ass everywhere. And then I watched a video today that was talking about the Intel chips. Intel did show the benchmarks compared to the other AMD chips. They didn't even include this one.
What's the current Intel chips?
Because if you looked at them, they're the 13th generation
what's it? Because
CPUs.
i11.
Intel. It's so the generations for Intel is they have i3, i5, i7, i9, right? And then the
X
designation
series,
number
I think, is what their new one is.
The designation number is the generation is the first number on the serial.
This is so confusing.
So 12,900K is the 12th generation card, which is Alder Lake. And then 13,900K is the Raptor Lake generation.
Okay.
If I remember right. That's their new generation card. Chip.
God, but like their processors are way too much money.
Intel, yeah.
That's the one thing where it's like I'll stick with AMD because
yeah.
What I don't.
So here's the better part about the new AMD chips. They are using the same form factor as Intel now. So they're both using the same form factor, which means motherboards are now compatible with both the new AMD chips and the Intel chips. So you're actually so more motherboards might actually be more compatible. Yeah, there's the other SKUs that you can get with the processors and stuff. But like the other thing is that the AMD chips tend to be cheaper, and recently they are performing better, or on par. There is a worry about power consumption, which is another thing with the new GPUs for NVIDIA, like the 40 series GPUs, their power consumption is high to the point where people are like, probably need 1,000.
Please mine Bitcoin. Please mine Bitcoin with these.
Like 1,000 watt power supplies or like 1,200 watt power supplies is something people are recommending. On average, like for instance, I have an 850 watt power supply or like a 750 watt.
The
power
one I just
supply.
bought was an 850 because someone was like, "You should future proof for 1,000." It's like I'm probably not going to need that for like 10 more years.
Like the new cards needed, but also people are doubtful as to whether or not they actually need it, or if this is just NVIDIA insisting on it. For some reason. It's really weird why they would like, I don't know, man. You don't need it. You don't need it. You won't, you will need it for the 40 series cards, but power consumption seems to not be a problem for the ARC cards. Again, Intel saying, hey, power consumption, not a thing that you might need. The processors are also like, they're more demanding, but also they're not more demanding. Like you can kind of tweak them. Some of them don't take up as much juice. It's kind of a weird Wild West frontier moment in tech from my point of view, which is the consumer point of view that knows a little bit more than the average person.
Above average.
Yeah, where I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, this is a bad time to get into building a computer. I feel like it's a great time to buy parts, but it's a bad time to be interested in wanting to be up to date. So I really recommend, if anyone's out there wants to get a new computer or is looking at these new cards, please consider buying previous generation material, especially as that stuff gets discounted as this new stuff comes out. You don't need a 13th gen Intel card chip. You don't need a new AMD chip. Zen 4, I think, is their naming scheme for that one. Consider looking at Intel's ARC cards. Look at the 30 series cards. Look at AMD's graphics cards. See what the comparisons are. Fuck around with it. Who knows? You might, whatever. Buy a processor.
Buy pre-built. Honestly,
Don't.
No, but like they're getting better.
They're getting better.
No, like
some of them aren't that bad.
Before in the Wild West, in the early days, you were a fucking idiot because pre-built cost too much. But the way things are going now, it is often cheaper.
Just don't buy an Alienware.
Of course, don't buy an Alienware. But it is often now cheaper to get a pre-built system with great specs than it is
Sometimes.
to just build it yourself.
NZXT is pretty good with that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, now is the time to go thrift shopping. Go thrift store shopping. Like even my current setup is fine for most of the shit that's coming out, and I have a 20 series card, and 20 series cards you can get for cheap now. Like a lot of my PC parts you can get pretty cheap. For me, a console is more convenient. I might wait to build a computer. Yeah, and I understand that sentiment completely. It's really weird. The PC market had the perfect opportunity to capitalize on the fact that people were getting tired of having to pay a lot of money for these things.
And they didn't. You want to know who did?
Who?
Valve.
Yeah.
The Steam Deck. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Massively brilliant.
Here's a gateway.
One device, it can play almost anything.
That is true. You're right. I didn't think of that.
Yep.
It kind of sucks. It's like I'm really ready to tell people, hey, now's the time. If you want to get a computer, we can build you some, and you can get some really cheap parts now. Like I really do think you can do that. You just can't do top of the line stuff. But if you wanted to get a budget build, you can get in here and you can get invested. Just don't look at any of the new shit that's happening right now, because there's a lot of people right now looking at the new stuff that's being announced and going, and I think that's fair to say.
But like, what? It's also a lot easier to buy a PS5 now. You like it's a meme that it's impossible to get a PS5, and people stick with the meme. The people who think it is impossible to get a PS5 are not looking for a PS5.
You can get them on the PlayStation Store.
They go on sale almost every day now.
Yeah, I mean the chip shortage is
sure.
kind of like ending, so that's the reason why.
But
yeah, man.
Like it is actually very easy to just get a PS5 now. You just have to put in some work. A little bit of work and you can get a PS5. All of my friends who wanted PS5s, they have PS5s now.
I will also say, yeah, but
some of them regret them.
Want it. But I will say, if you still want to buy computer parts, like it really is, and you want to be like, I want the best bang for my buck, and I don't have a budget, but I also don't want to like pay more for less power. Man, just get a 3070 and find it used. Even honestly, you got to get a used fucking graphics card. You'll be fine. Life cycles of PC parts are meant to last decades. Like, It'll be worth
You
it.
just gotta watch out with those carts in particular. I'm a bit worried because I'm sure they've been
Crypto doesn't fuck up your cards as much as people think it does.
okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, for the most part, crypto doesn't do that unless they intentionally sabotage the cards. But honestly, you can find some trusted vendors.
Well, and that's the thing though, is that like PS5 does have games. Like it's just a lot of cross-gen, but that's just the consumer-friendly thing to do. Like while it is a meme to be like, oh, PS5 no games. I'm guilty of this when it first started, where I'd be like, oh, just make PS5 exclusives, and it's like, back when people couldn't get PS5s, that was not a great move. It is good that they take PS4 into consideration, and we are slowly, like as more people get them, we are entering the time. Like next year, there's going to be a lot of PS5 exclusives, I imagine, like Final Fantasy 16 and all those. But it's like, it's nice that there are games that my friends who don't want to upgrade can play. Like,
true. No, yeah.
I don't have a problem. Like my PS5 is like JC and I were talking about this before we went live. I'm okay with my PS5 being a glorified PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
Like I like performance on console games. I like playing console games on occasion. Like I have a nice TV in my living room pretty much just to play PS5 games on.
There are some games I can't play on PC still.
Yeah. Like I look forward to playing my Square Enix AA budget jank games on my PS5. Look forward to playing Valkyria Elysium once we get off air tonight.
I'm excited to play Dark Cloud 2 whenever I feel like doing that on my PS5.
On
That'll
the
be nice.
shitty fucking PS4, PS2 emulation.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's still fucking egregious.
But yeah, man, that's your tech. That's your tech vibe.
Welcome to Tech Talk.
Welcome to Tech Vibes.
GC, I'm looking at
with
Popeye's
GC.
chicken sandwich.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
But like, I'm gonna feel so bad if I get it, and also I hate delivery. I fucking can't stand delivery. I hate that it's so convenient.
I got over it. I got over it. I did the math. It's $5 extra.
But that's like, I'm now getting over it. I'm getting on it because then I'm like, well, then I could just go get it. But then it's like, do you want to spend $5 for the convenience of not having to go out?
Yeah.
And sometimes, yes.
That's the loop.
And sometimes I do want to go for convenience. A lot of the times, though, I'm like, I don't know.
Most of the time but I can just go get it, and I go, why don't you just give $5 to somebody who's working to get it for you?
But
and I'm like,
that money doesn't go to them.
Well, I'm including the extra money I'm paying for the tip.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fuck it.
It's God. I hate this.
If your name is not Star Ocean or Strangers of Paradise, I do enjoy games running right. I like that you like that Strangers of Paradise runs like shit.
I do.
Yeah. I don't. Wait, that's a game I have to play on PS5. Look at that.
And honestly, they've improved that a lot since launch.
Yeah, I love Neo, but Final Fantasy.
Dude, Neo but Final Fantasy is one of my favorite games of the year.
That's weird that it came out this year. It's weird that I haven't, like, my brain hasn't processed how long this year has been. It's insane.
I could get a pizza and feel like
you could
garbage.
Get a pizza.
Or I could get Popeyes and feel like garbage. Or
get Popeyes. That's more filling.
Or I could, after we're done, cook tofu and be boring.
Well, how long have we been going for?
Dude, we haven't even hit 2 hours yet.
Okay, well, where are we at?
Hour 48.
Yeah, that's perfect. We can talk about what we're going to be up to. Have a 2-hour podcast.
It's been a bit of a slow news week.
I mean, I was telling this to everybody when you went out to pee. You have like 7 fucking things you've been doing this week.
Oh, I didn't get to talk about them. I forgot.
Tell me about the 7 fucking things you've been doing this week. Because
I have to decide if I'm getting Popeyes.
Oh my god, you're getting Popeyes.
No, I don't want to get Popeyes.
Okay, then you're getting pizza.
But I don't know if I want pizza.
Do a poll.
We need a cocktail hour where GC teaches the audience how to make cocktails. That would be fun.
I can do that.
That would be fun.
I can do that.
All right, guys, I need you all to be responsible and not just try to ruin my life when I make this poll. VOD audience,
You can hit allow 1 vote per person.
I'm going to do that. But I'm saying vote with what you think is best for me, not saying, Cullen, we want to make you big. Yeah.
We want to make you big.
Well, want me to eat a bunch of pizza.
That's
Dude,
what she said.
I am trying, fuck you. I am trying so hard to diet right now. I've been stress eating like a fucking bitch, but I literally just want to eat garbage right now.
Oh, see, I don't have that problem. I don't stress eat. I stress starve.
I stress eat. I stress eat bad. I stress eat down horrendous.
Damn.
That is my
down bad for the stress eat.
That is my biggest problem, is that when I'm in my office, they keep those snacks loaded up with chips. So it's like if I'm dealing with some programming shit and I'm fucking like, I walk over to the kitchen area, grab a bag of chips, walk back. Oh, that's 200 calories wasted.
Oh, but you're thinking, okay, I see what you're doing. You're counting calories and like hyper focusing on how many calories you're eating.
Of course, that's what you have to do.
True.
I'm trying my best to, I live a sedentary lifestyle. I have to, because that pays my bills.
That's not true. You walk to work, you know?
No,
you
I
walk
don't.
to your office.
I drive to my office.
From the car.
That's such a small walk.
That's fine.
And get a Domino's chicken. Oh. Well, they don't make
Dude, the
sandwiches.
Domino's. Okay, listen. The
They don't-
Domino's chicken bacon ranch sandwich.
They have a chicken bacon. What? Hold up.
I put Mike on that. I put Mike on that life.
Hold on. They have.
Dude, Domino's chicken ranch sandwich is so good. Oh, I fucking killed that stupid
Dude,
fruit fly.
there's
Die,
there's a
fucker.
Domino's in like. There's one right next to my apartment.
Yeah. Super good.
There's
Those bacon ranch sandwiches are super good.
There's no way this is real.
Yeah, it's a chicken bacon ranch sandwich
No way
from
this is real.
Domino's.
No.
It's an oven baked chicken bacon ranch sandwich.
Mm.
I stress eat, but you have a high metabolism. Enjoy that while it lasts.
Yeah, no. Enjoy that while it lasts. I didn't. I took it for granted.
I
No.
did not. I ate that. I fucking. Oh man, I ate some fucking garbage when I was younger.
Dude, I used to be able to buy a
I
bag
ate
of
some
chips.
shit.
Dude, I used to be able to buy a massive bag of chips and eat the entire thing in a night. I used to be able to do that and then just
Oh, I
be
can't-
fine.
I've never even been able to do that. Period. Like
Dude.
I get tired of eating.
No, I used to be able to buy a bag of kettle chips, which are super bad for you, and lay in bed and just go, bag's done, and then just walk it off. No problem. Now,
Hee hee.
dude, I ate 3/4 of a bag of Sun Chips recently, and then I felt like I felt like I was a disgusting slob afterwards.
Yeah, because you ate 3/4 of a bag of Sun Chips.
Sun Chips are great.
You ate like the big bag?
You know damn well they don't make big bags of Sun Chips because they want to bill those as premium and therefore make you spend more money for less chip.
So a snack bag. You didn't get the regular
No,
ones that you could
it
just
was a
buy.
full bag, but their bags are small.
But why would you ever? I don't know. I've never been like that. GC looks like he used to tear it up at Taco Bell back then.
Ooh, Taco Bell. Hold up. Does Taco Bell have anything? I think we've said this before.
Buddy,
God bless Taco Bell.
buddy, in high school, they used to call me JP Money Stacks because one day I walked into school with 10 tacos.
What?
And I ate that shit in class
Where does
all
the
at once.
where does the
I used
J-
to eat
where's-
JP. Oh, because they couldn't pronounce my name.
Oh.
So they shortened it to GC, and then some of them were like, I'm never going to remember that. Can I call you JP
How do you
instead?
not
Because it
remember
reminds me of
G-
Juan Pierre. And that's what I thought your name was.
They got anything new at Taco Bell? I think fucking Taco Bell. Like everyone makes fun of Taco Bell. Taco Bell is my boy.
This is so awful, this thing that has happened to you just now with this poll.
I know. I see
VOD
it.
can't see it, but VOD,
I see it. I see.
Cullen's little Twitch chat poll resulted in a tie between Popeyes and cooked tofu.
Oh god, the Mexican fucking pizza's back. That's disgusting.
I never liked the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell. I don't know why people like it. My mom loves it. I don't understand it.
The
guess you have to be there.
the double steak grilled cheese burrito, that shit bangs hard. The problem is one of those is worth 1,000 calories pretty much.
So,
You think I got... Dude, my calorie... I try to limit myself to 1,500 a day. That's like most of it. And I've already, like, if I will have gone past that by then. Granted, if I'm getting Popeyes, I'm also going past it. So I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm not getting pizza. Dude, it sucks out here. It's I fucking
Quit being a bitch and buy the pizza.
I'm not. The pizza didn't even win.
Quit being a bitch and buy the Taco Bell.
The Taco Bell wasn't on the poll.
Quit being a bitch and buy the Popeyes.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Fuck, dude, just do it. Come on.
VOD viewers, I need you to understand, because if you're watching the VOD, there's a high chance that maybe you're not a regular. Maybe you come from the YouTube side. If you haven't picked up on it yet, I'm a bit neurotic, and I am a very anxious person.
A bit.
A bit.
A bit.
A bit. Little bit.
A bit.
Look, I stay on my toes.
You freak out every time you got to change the stream overlay. A bit.
I do.
Oh my god.
You know what though? I'm the guy you want in your corner when you got a bunch of yes men being like, yes you do. Yeah, I'd be like, no, you got to think about it. I save lives.
Yeah, okay.
You need the anxious Andy.
What the fuck ever.
You need the
We're like we're like two sides of the same coin.
you need
Where you're
the,
like, don't do it, dude, and I'm like, nah, man, come on.
You need the crippling anxiety depression combo Cullen.
I feel like we balanced it out, right? We're like the angel and devil, but like which one we are is entirely dependent on the situation.
On the topic, absolutely.
With the exception of like certain things where we're both like, yes, do it.
It's really funny because I only get like this when it comes to food. I only lose my mind about like purchasing decisions when it comes to food.
Mike is right. I cannot escape people not knowing what to eat. All of my friends never know what. If you ask me, GC, what are you in the mood for right now? I'd be like, I don't know, maybe like some Asian food, or like, you know, we could go to like Indian or like Greek. I haven't had Greek in a while. We could do some Greek, and I'll offer some suggestions. I'm like, I'm cool with anything, dude. Like whatever you guys want, let's do it. Yeah, whatever. And every time I ask somebody, what do you want to eat? They're like,
see, here's the thing. Here's the problem. When I am deciding food for myself, cannot make a decision. Because I am so particular. When I'm with someone else, I'm like that. I'm fine with anything. Let's just go. Let's just go somewhere. Fuck it. I don't care. Oh, what? $20 for curry? I don't give a fuck.
If they ask you what you want, you have to provide them with options.
I'll do curry sounds good. We could go get some taco. Like I have options. But when it's me, when it's ordering for just me, I go, why would I spend food? Why would I buy all this money? Why would I spend all this money for something just on me?
I feel that. It's because you treat eating like a social experience. So if you don't have the social experience, you're like, do I really want to spend this much money on this? Why would it should just be shit. I should just buy some trash because it's not special. Like I'm not doing anything. Right? Something like that. But think about it this way. Think of like all the time it takes to cook and what time it is and what time you got to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, I'm staying up until like 2 in the morning no matter what, so.
Yeah, but like think of everything you can do when you're not cooking.
But cooking is free.
Okay, then do some cooking. Oh, you know what? You should do cooking. Because of the thing we were talking about before the podcast started that I can't repeat.
I don't know what that is.
It's okay.
Okay.
It'll come to you.
It might.
At the moment when it's most important.
Oh shit, wait, I have eggplant. Y'all, okay. So, this is Cullen's.
GC always knows.
So, I got this new thing. New hit treat. Air fried eggplant. That shit bangs. All you gotta do, cut an eggplant in half. Typically it's big enough, you have to cut it into quarters. Then you slice it in lines on like the top. Put some oil on that. Put salt in that. Toss it into the air fryer. 5 minutes, both sides. Put it over rice. Make a sauce that is comprised of
Eggplant jerky.
Well, that's
That's what happens when you put stuff in the air fryer.
Mm,
It's just like the terminology when you dry it out in the air fryer.
cooking costs time. You're right, it does. But time, money. Wait, I think it's like time, money.
It depends on what we're measuring. If you're measuring the amount or the importance.
I will always inconvenience myself when it comes to food if I can save a buck.
Nah, I'm not like that. I'm so big on food.
Well,
I'm
see,
so big on food.
I had a
like I will
really-
spend $100 if it means I'm eating something really good.
But like I had a period of time during the pandemic when I'd order delivery constantly. And
I still do that.
I wasted
I haven't gotten
so
out of the
much
habit.
fucking money. I wasted so much money doing that it is very hard for me now to justify ordering delivery.
Yeah.
So I
I
can't.
feel bad every time I do it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. I know. As soon as I order, like if I press the order button on Popeyes, I will go,
Sorry.
why did I do that? Why did I do that? And then I'll eat the food and be like, that was pretty good. Oh, I feel like shit now in 2 ways.
I don't know why you feel like shit when you eat Popeyes. I eat Popeyes and I'm like, I'm still hungry.
Well, no, I'll be like,
I don't know what it is.
it's just so much grease and fried food, and it's like, ugh.
The grease part is probably what does it, because like all of my cultural staples are full of grease. So like I'm like I've got like the resilience to it.
I'm just like, it sucks because I make so much effort.
Can't you order from like healthy places?
It's like 9. None of them are open.
Oh, true.
Let me see what's open right now. That doesn't dox me.
Panera.
Panera's good. They're a bit expensive. I thought about Chili's,
are.
which is like, that's super bad for you, but Chili's is.
Have you ever had a salad from Chili's?
But here's
They're
the.
super big and super satisfying, and they're not high in calories at all. You can order like a salad from Chili's when they open at the beginning of the day, and you can just eat that salad throughout the entire day, and you'll be like, yeah, dude. Make low effort, affordable meals, get cheap frozen food if you want to eat junk. See, I've tried that. And like usually I'm pretty good with cooking. I need an instant pot, and right now at my house when I just moved back into, like, we don't have an instant pot right at the moment. So like I haven't done a lot of cooking because I don't have the set it and forget it like ability.
That's fair. I want to talk about though, like, I mentioned Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that I could justify doing is driving over to Taco Bell, buying like a couple tacos, only spending like $5 max, coming home, eating that, and feel like, I feel good. I feel full.
Yep. Had a good day.
Had a good day. Didn't spend that much money.
Had a good day. Ring the bell.
Yep. Bong.
That's it.
Taco
had a good day.
like,
had a good meal.
You could sit there and be like, Taco Bell is problematic. No, Taco Bell is there for you when you are poor.
They've also improved the quality of their meats, so it's no longer bad meats.
Yep.
It's good. It tastes good.
The thing about Taco Bell that is,
I have a friend that lost a lot of weight eating nothing but Taco Bell.
back when I was really struggling for money, the one place I would consistently go to was Taco Bell, because
$2 for 2 tacos.
Comparatively, compared to most other fast food places, they are healthier.
And cheaper.
They are healthier, they are cheaper. It's the best bang for your buck that you can get.
And Taco Bell, sponsor us.
Please. I would sell my soul for a Taco Bell sponsorship.
My grandmother worked for you for 30 years. Like, I can't talk shit about you.
No, you literally kept me alive through college. Like, there is nothing better. I get off a really shitty shift at GameStop. I am starving. I am broke. There's a Taco Bell across the street. Go grab something. Boom.
You know what fast food I never get tired of eating? Taco
Bell. I have, like, throughout my years, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to go to McDonald's. I'm sick of it. I don't want to go to Wendy's. I'm sick of it. I will always go to Taco Bell. The craving has never left because Taco Bell's good.
Even at its worst, Taco Bell is still pretty good.
Yeah.
Unless they like straight up forget to put shit in your taco, which has happened to me.
If they put sour cream in it, that's pretty bad.
I used to be that you, and now I can't eat tacos without the sour cream.
The After
I'm
Bell
weird.
shits. I don't get those.
I don't get the Taco Bell has never done me wrong unless I ate like the quesarito, in which case I deserved it because I ate a
love the
quesarito.
quesarito. I
Yeah.
love the quesarito. I could go for a fucking quesarito.
You've only ordered food 9 times this year. Good job.
That's awesome.
Holy shit. What is your grocery list? Just copy and paste it to me.
Please.
Let me copy you. I'm just gonna steal your fucking ideas.
Ooh.
Quesarito is so fucking good. I get a steak quesarito.
Oh, the steak
and I
quesarito
die
is the
in bed.
best. The steak
Yeah.
quesarito is the best.
I fucking put that shit in my mouth. I go to sleep. I wake up and I sit on the toilet for 3 hours, but it's worth it.
Did they get rid of the quesarito?
Yeah, it's not on the menu anymore.
No,
It's
but
gone.
they had it where you could get it delivered, like on the online.
Oh,
Oh no, I found it. I found it. You have to get the
Okay.
app. If you get the app, you
Sad.
can just get it.
Sad.
Just get the
Does
app.
that count as a secret menu? I guess that counts as a secret menu now.
But they don't. They only let you get it if you order from the app for pickup.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's not great.
I wonder
but
why.
To get you to use the app because they know that was their most popular thing.
Okay.
I could keep talking about Taco Bell. I fucking love Taco Bell.
My groceries is by Stouffer's, Mary Callender's, and Lean Cuisine. Man,
Lean cuisine.
yeah.
So here's the thing. Lean cuisines are a bit of a scam. I like lean cuisines. They are good. It's not enough food. You got to go for that healthy choice.
They're so expensive. The box dinners are so expensive.
No, but it all depends on which ones you get.
Sure.
Healthy choice, depending on where you get them, you can get them for about $3 a meal.
I feel like that's still too much.
But
Because I can make all that shit from scratch and make multiple meals out of the stuff I would pay from scratch for the same price that I'm paying for like
not
10
everyone
of
can.
those. It's true. But I
Not-
feel like if I have the option,
Not a lot of people do.
I know, but I'm saying like
When
with what I have available to me, I feel like it's too expensive. Like it's more
When-
expensive to do that, and I can't justify it for
yeah,
myself.
when I lost my 30 pounds, it was a rigid diet. Okay, granted, I was also
Of lean cuisine.
healthy choice meals
I remember.
because I was too poor to afford real food.
Yes.
So that is pretty much exclusively what I got was just healthy choice meals, and that's all I ate.
It worked.
It worked. I lost the weight. Granted, I am now trying to struggle to maintain my weight, and I'm a bit over my target, but
What's your target?
150. I am at 150.
How tall are you?
6'2".
I think you could stand to have a few more pounds. I don't think you should worry about it.
I'm 157
My-
right now.
My target weight as a 5'8" person is 145. So as a 6'2" person, your target weight could be a little higher than 150.
I'm at 157 right now.
Yeah, like you're probably in a good weight
Well,
range.
I'm at least trying to get back under 155. Because I'm really trying to lose belly weight. Belly fat.
Oh, is it in your belly?
It's all in my belly. It sucks.
Okay.
I hate it. I hate it.
I think I weigh right now. I weigh a lot more than you actually. I weigh 100 and I think I weigh 175.
That's not bad.
That's a lot.
Oh.
For me, that's a lot. It's just it's thankfully it's mostly in muscle.
See, no, but that's good though.
Yeah, I'm a very muscular individual.
Whereas I don't have a ton of muscle. But I all of my weight is in my belly.
Mhm.
It sucks. Got that from
I
my
could lose a
dad.
few
Thanks,
pounds.
Dad.
All guys do.
It sucks.
Yeah, we get it in our abdomen. Guys generally when we gain weight, we get it in our abdomen. We don't get it in our thighs where it should go to make us hot.
I literally just want to be hot.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, Cullen, that's not how you do.
You're already hot.
Well, I want to be like, I want abs.
You don't want to have a pear-shaped body.
Yeah, I want to be hot. But
I don't know, I mean-
one thing I have done is
Do some working out.
I need to get back to it. I did it for a month straight and I felt great. But
GC must be jacked. No, quite the opposite.
Gun show.
I'm barrel chested.
But one thing that I've done as of late is that I've been doing protein coffee every single morning. And that's my gun show. There it is.
Does it even look good?
No,
No,
it
yeah,
looks
like
great.
It's fucking nothing.
It looks great. Shut up.
It's muscle. It's muscle. There's a lot of fat here, but it is mostly like a muscular
You
stature.
don't look it. You look great.
I know. That's why. It's because of the muscle. If I didn't have any muscle, I wouldn't. None of this would be held up the way it is.
So like, cause my biggest thing is I don't eat breakfast because I think breakfast is a fucking scam. It's practically all sugar and garbage and salt and wasted calories. But
Get Honey Nut Cheerios.
What I do is I buy this protein coffee that I found at Wegmans, and it's like a big bag of it. It's the powder, protein powder, and I just put it in milk every morning, and it's a breakfast replacer. And
Just make sure you work out when you do that.
Well, I don't. I need to start working out, but in my mornings I don't have time. Like I have to
that high protein thing you do every morning without working out is what's putting the weight in your abdomen.
I know.
You gotta go jogging.
I don't have time in the morning.
Bring dumbbells to work, and with your free hand.
I don't have. Why would I have a free hand while I'm typing?
You type with one hand, shit.
No.
I only use 2 fingers.
Oh my god, are you serious?
No.
Okay, thank God. Kids, learn how to type. Kids.
Tyler 1 writes with 2 fingers.
Kids, learn how to type. You might be like, I'm actually... No, you're not. Learn how to type. I cannot stress this enough.
Oh, yeah. Marusis has a really good point. Instead of doing that protein shit, just bite into an apple. Eat an apple.
It doesn't fill me up.
It's not supposed to.
I need to not be ravenously hungry until lunch.
Practice some intermittent fasting.
I'm fasting
Part
right
of a good
now.
diet. You're fasting right now because you're not grabbing Taco Bell right now.
Yeah, because I'm making content on the internet.
This is content.
This is content.
This is content to you.
This is
20
content.
minutes talking about Taco Bell and what Cullen's gonna eat is content to you.
I could go 40 minutes.
I can go 40 minutes. That's what she said.
One thing though, I have noticed that from my increase in protein, which I've been trying to increase protein in general in my diet. That was just what I've been doing, is have more protein, which has been working. Is that my hair grows fast, which is good. Is a great sign that I'm not going bald.
I am.
Oh, that sucks. It couldn't be me.
Yeah. Do either of you work out? If so, what's the routine? I feel like we have similar lifestyles, but different physiques, unfortunately. I want to build more muscle. I actually do have a workout routine. I just haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, I have one as well. I have this app on my phone called like 30 Days to Get Abs. And there's different like routines you can take on it, where it's like, do you want to like a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced? And it is every day at a set amount of time. It'll do like core exercises and things like that, or like planks. I love doing planks. I used to hate doing planks. Just do them enough. You get like really into them, and you could hold that plank for like, I could hold a plank for maybe like minute and a half.
Minute and a half is like target.
Yeah.
For me, yeah.
But I used to not even be able to do like 30 seconds, and now I can do a minute. I need to get them back. Like I need to start my exercise again. I've just been so busy working that when I'm not working, I just want to die and relax.
I do. I kind of target different parts of my body when I go to the gym, and I don't go to the gym every like day.
I need to get a gym membership. That's my 2023 goal.
Just go to Planet Fitness, man. Just get it.
Yeah, there's a gym right across the street.
Yeah, like or whatever's like cheap. Like just get like a cheap gym membership. You don't need to do like I don't do free weights. I don't do like anything like that.
I would
like,
probably
I'll
just do the
machines.
treadmill. Yeah, the treadmill.
Yeah. So what I do is I I try to do arms and chest one day, back and shoulders another day, and then legs has its own day.
Yeah.
So I'll try to hit those body parts on different days, and then I just try to do that at least each one once a week.
Hmm.
And then at the end of every one of those workout sessions, I will do 10 to 25 minutes of cardio. And then sometimes if I'm at home and there's nothing for me to do and I'm bored or I feel like I need to work out, because my body, I used to play sports as a kid. So when I start working out, if I don't work out every day, if I don't do exercise every day, my body hates me.
Mm.
So it makes me really restless. So I have the exercise bike in my house now. I moved it over here, and I'll do that for like an hour and a half. I used to just get on the treadmill. Back when I had my treadmill here, I used to just get on my treadmill and like do jogs for like 3 hours and just write or play whatever game I'm playing for a video on the treadmill, and just my mind would just go.
I used to have a treadmill at my parents' house, and I would watch Zeta Gundam dubbed on the treadmill, and then I stopped going on the treadmill. So I need to do something. I'm gonna get a gym membership, I think, in 2023. They typically do those sales on those like in January, because a bunch of people are like me and they're like,
New year, new me.
Yeah, but I'm gonna stick with it, and I'm gonna scam y'all for everything you're worth.
Yeah, do it. Like, honestly, do it. And then that way we can yell at each other to go to the gym. It'll be great. Another thing, by the way, if you're going to work out from home, you can still do that. You just need a pair of dumbbells or a pair of weights, and you can pretty much you can do a lot of exercises with just dumbbells.
Oh, yeah.
That'll work out your whole body anyway, like the different parts.
With me, I'm really just trying to do walking more and like cardio and jogging, which is impossible to do at an apartment. Like that's why I'd get a gym membership, is because,
and that's why I bought the bike when I moved into the apartment.
I don't want to get one of those bikes. I want to actually like jog on the I like going on the treadmill. It's fun.
Oh, and you can't do that because you'll be stomping, huh?
Mm-hmm. So
I mean, that is true. When I got the bike, I was like, man, I really missed the treadmill. You could just walk on the treadmill though.
But I want to be like, I want that
Fair
cardio.
enough. I get it. I get it.
How did
those are workout routines.
This devolved from like, what have I been playing, to Taco Bell?
We answered a user's question.
We did. A user. What do you mean a user?
A chat's question. Chat had a question, so we answered it. I'm not a robot.
Beep boop.
Input
you
user
remember that
data
like
now.
That actually does remind me of one announcement. I think this was in our in the last 2 weeks maybe. Remember like when it was like Disney D23, the only announcement of value was that like there's a new Tron game coming, and it's like a VN point and click game, which seems really cool. Like
okay.
that's the most interesting thing I think I've seen with like a movie tie-in game in ages, where they're like since Blade Runner, which was a point and click adventure game.
I'm training for tone. Sorry. Are you training for master tone? How are you getting your biceps to peak? When I flex, my arm doesn't peak. I'm training for tone. I get my biceps to peak by jacking off. And your arm isn't peaking because you're not jacking off enough.
Don't tell people that. GC, we don't know the age of the people in chat. Do not give that advice.
Oh, please. Oh, please. When did you start masturbating?
I'm not telling that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You fucking...
I never have.
Oh, please.
I'm a pure boy.
Anyway, you were saying about the point and click adventure game.
Oh, no, I just thought that was neat. Anyways, I've been playing a lot of games. And then some people might be like, Cullen, you said you haven't been playing any games. And technically that is correct. I have had maybe an hour a night to myself most nights, where I'll boot up a game, play it for a little bit, and be, that was cool, and then stop. So like I already said I rebuilt my entire computer with a new case. It fucking sucks. I hate it. I hate opening and rewiring and moving your computer. Don't recommend it. My Sega Saturn finally got back to me, so I was playing a bunch of games on that recently. Like, I have this very legit copy of Sakura Wars. That is totally
what the
not.
fuck is that?
That is a CD, my friend. It is a legit copy of Sakura Wars, not burnt at all. With real cover art. Real cover art. Don't.
That looks like dumpster porn, dude.
My handwriting is not that bad. It's pretty bad.
That looks like powerful bootleg pornography energy.
But
my mind's in a dirty place
it
today.
is.
I'm sorry,
You're
everybody.
Gross. But for those of you who missed out on the Sega Saturn saga, my girlfriend got me a Sega Saturn for my birthday. I was really excited. Disk drive was fucked beyond belief. So that really sucked. And then we sent it back, and then she bought me a V Saturn, which is an offshoot of the Saturn. Look into the different Saturns. They had some funky stuff going on with that. Sega was kind of like how Nvidia is now, where they just licensed it to a couple different people. So they licensed it to a company named Victor, and they just made a Saturn, and it came out the same day as the normal Saturn. I don't know.
Okay.
But so I booted up like Sakura Wars.
LGR has a video on this. Cool.
They do. Sakura Wars, Ogre Battle. What other game do I got? Oh, Grandia. I played the Saturn version of Grandia.
Ooh.
That was pretty legit. I can't wait to play more of that. And what I'm trying to do is get Panzer Dragoon Saga working on it, but I'm running into some issues with this one that I didn't have with the last one, so I'm gonna have to look into that a bit.
Okay.
But besides that, a couple games came out recently. 3 stick out to me immediately that I've been really into is a new Monkey Island game came out. It's really good. I only played the first hour. It is quite good.
I heard it is a really good return.
It is what everyone pretty much wanted.
Yep.
If you're going to play it, I recommend playing on hard puzzle mode. Apparently the normal puzzles are way too easy. And you're essentially getting less Monkey Island game. Also, what's neat is there is an option where you get more dialogue.
What?
There's an option in the menus hidden away that gives you, it's called the writer's cut. And it gives you more dialogue.
Okay.
Where they just let the characters ramble. And I think that's really cool.
They just let them riff? They don't cut down the dialogue?
Well, yeah, they basically said the writers is like, go off, say whatever, like write whatever you want. And they cut that down for the like normal version. But if you want more rambling, they literally said in the description, it's like worse pacing, more rambling.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay.
But Return to Monkey Island is really good so far. I'm enjoying.
I love that.
Check it. It's only like $25. It's pretty affordable. I'm very pleased with what I've played so far. I'm only in the first area. I'm going to be playing more of it. It's pretty good.
Conceptually, the writer's cut is such a cool idea. They should do that for more point and clicks.
This game really seems like the most creator-centric like game I've seen in a minute. Where it's just like, this game was made by a bunch of people with nothing but passion. And they got to make the game they wanted to make for years. And from what I've heard, there's no setbacks. There's no drawbacks to what they did.
Wow.
Like there seems like very little corporate influence. And I'm not a big fan of Devolver. I think their conferences are cringe. But you know what? I respect them as a publisher because they let a game like this exist.
Well, despite how people may feel about their like directs and stuff, because they call them Devolver directs or whatever, Devolver's like a decent publisher. Like Devolver's like, they're smart. Like they know exactly how much to involve themselves.
They are. I respect them quite a bit.
Yes.
Besides that, there's 2 other games I've been playing. Have you been interested at all in Dio Field Chronicle?
I have, but I have not been following it.
Hey GC,
I kind of fell off the wagon on following the information.
Have you ever wanted to play a strategy game where the gimmick of the story is, hey, are we the baddies?
Yeah.
I have not played much of it, But essentially, from what I gather, Diofield Chronicle is you're playing as a group of mercenaries. Oh shit, I think we got hired and are doing the business for the fucking fascists, apparently. And that's the gimmick.
Oh.
Where they're like, you have this lady who she goes, hey, there's some democracy brewing over there. You should really snuff that out. And you're like, I don't, But again, I have not played enough of it. This is just what my friends are telling me. And all of my friends who have played it fucking adore it. It's apparently a very good undermarketed strategy game with a really engaging story.
An undermarketed mid-budget Square Enix game? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
That's actually cool and has neat ideas.
Dude, apparently
that
that's
isn't
like
being advertised.
That's like their entire lineup for the rest of the year just seems like that. But
just we're gonna throw spaghetti at a wall and see what sticks.
What's crazy is that like it seems like in a couple of ways this was Square Enix's response to the popularity of Three Houses. And there's a couple like similarities in how they play, besides the fact that one is more RTS than turn-based. But like they made the pretty smart decision where there's only one ending in this game. There's no like root system. It is you have a set group of characters. Your protagonist speaks, has his own personality. It's a fun game.
I think,
dude, I think you'd like this game.
It has been, there's one ending is what I needed to hear. I'm so tired of tactic strategy games having multiple endings and multiple routes. I'm so fucking tired of it. You can make bigger, badder maps. Badder as in like good bad, like bigger,
oh
badder,
damn, she
meaner.
Bad.
Yeah, like bigger, meaner
She
maps.
a baddie.
Yeah, let me rephrase. You can make bigger, meaner maps. Some real WAP maps.
Well, when you're not trying to stretch out a set amount of content into a series of different routes, then yeah, absolutely.
You can make such a much more like engrossing. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. And like
from what I've gathered, the only strategy game that really pulls that off is like Tactics Ogre.
I'll say that Three Houses does it well enough. I'm just so tired of multiple endings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of like the moral choice. I don't know why, for whatever reason, this genre has decided to adopt it as a staple for so long.
Strategy.
It's just, it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. It's such an outdated thing. Like, I don't want. Listen, from now on, I don't want important decisions. I want meaningful choices that alter mechanics in some way. Don't give me story. Don't let me pick an ending. I swear to God, I'm so tired of this pretend thing of like, the story will be changed depending on what you. No, it won't. No, it won't. There's nothing you can do to make me satisfied with that. Just tell me a story, and if you're gonna give me choice in smaller ways, like little tiny things that I can be like, neat, I chose to get a strength item instead of a dex item.
Well, with me, it's like when you try to have your cake and eat it too, where it's like, we have all these choices, but we have a set character. It's like, no, you don't then. Like, yeah. I think, like, if you're not going to make massively different, like, the character take on massively different personalities, like, from what I've heard about the, like, law route of Tactics Ogre, your main character becomes a fucking lunatic, which that's interesting. It's like your choices are actually changing the character in vastly different ways, and that's interesting.
It's actually altering the personality.
Yes, which so like again, do it
and
like
also
Tactics Ogre.
Tactics Ogre
Matsuno baby. That Matsuno
but it's older.
touch.
It's older, so like it's fine that it's like that. Yeah. I don't mind because it comes from a time when that was novel and interesting.
But like and the other version I've seen it work is like the Devil Survivor games, where you are playing as a silent protagonist anyway, so the story does not revolve around you as a character. It's what happens. Your choices are affecting the people around you, which is a tangible like thing. You get to experience your choices in real time because they affect the characters around you, which is great. Like Devil Survivor 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. Nailed the multiple ending system. It's great.
There's like room for it. There's so much of it.
But people don't do it good enough.
Yeah, people just kind of throw it in and they do like, oh, we're like multiple endings, and they think just having multiple endings is enough, and it's like it's
not
what it is for me is exhausting because I don't want to have, like, I'm already thinking about this game that's basically modeled after chess. I don't want to think more about where the story is going. The challenge, the mental exhaustion comes from like doing the map good. I don't also want, and like making sure my units live. I don't want the added stress, nor do I care for the added element of, oh, choose where the story goes. I don't care about that.
This is why Final Fantasy Tactics remains my favorite strategy game of all time, is because the choices you make all have to do with character building,
and also
mechanics, and because they don't try to do multiple routes, they're able to tell a solid story.
And also, I'm not talking about changing mechanics mid-game, Peruser. I mean little things like the choices you get in a video game are like, do you want the sword or the axe?
Yeah.
As a reward for this thing.
So kind of like what Tactics does, where it's like you are making mechanical changes that will change the trajectory of how you play the game.
Yeah, it's like, hey, which job class do you want to unlock right now? Like, you can probably unlock the other one later, but like right now, the game is giving you a choice to go pick Black Mage or Warrior.
How do you want to invest in this character?
At this moment in time.
At this moment, and like you better stick with this. Like
and then later on, if you replay the game, you go, well, last time I picked that, so this time I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pick this job class first.
Fucking love Final Fantasy Tactics. I hope those leaks are right. I need that game back.
I want that game to be back.
I need that game back.
I want to see an FE style game where units can just leave and others backstab you randomly. Oh, what's that game?
I think I know. There's one by
it has the imposter mechanic.
Yeah, I know.
Lost Dimension?
Lost Dimension, yeah. It's kind of mid, but it's also really cool.
It has that concept. Is that another Square Enix game?
Nope. It is by Footy.
Okay. Yeah, that's a game where every playthrough is different because every chapter a different character is the traitor.
Sussy.
Yeah.
They're the sussy
and they
baka.
can backstab you. And I think you have to figure it out by the end of every level, right?
Yep. And when you get to the final boss, if you've made the wrong choices and any of the bad, like the sussos are alive, they'll like in the final boss, they'll be like, I was working with them the whole time, and they join the final boss and you have to fight them.
Yeah.
It's so sick. That game has problems, but it rules.
Yeah. Play Lost Dimension.
Dimension's good.
That's exactly what that game is.
Lost Dimension is very cool.
I gotta play it. I think I have it, but I haven't gone around to it. Because I love that idea.
That PC port's kind of bad, but that's really your only other option when it's Vita and PS3.
Yeah.
Also, besides that is a little game I was part of came out yesterday called Trails from Zero. If you play Trails from Zero, my name, my girlfriend's name, and my editor Zerker's name, and the rest of Geofront, of course, were in the credits of a retail game. You can go buy a game at GameStop right now, and my name's in the credits of that. None of the work I did is in the game, but my name's there.
Yes, it is.
No.
You contributed.
No, I meant like my actual...
Yeah, I know.
What I know, but
spiritually.
Spiritually, yes. But the actual, like, my work is not represented in the final product. Because I edited the opening.
But you did work on the product.
I did help. Not in the product that Nis America worked on, but...
Listen, sometimes even an actual like game dev, something a game dev worked on for a game gets completely cut from the game. That motherfucker's name is still in the credits.
Yep, I still got paid and my name's still in the credits.
Yeah, so that's, that's important to note. Is that just because it doesn't make the cutting room floor, get past that doesn't necessarily mean it was for naught.
Oh yeah, but
there you go.
It was still a lot of work. So Geofront is getting sent physical copies, but they also, as a courtesy, sent us Steam codes yesterday. Nice. Just at random. Did not know I was getting a Steam code. I was waiting for my physical Switch copy, like a patient, nice little boy. and they just sent me a Steam copy. So I was like, okay. I installed it on my Steam Deck. Fucking Durante is a master.
A god.
A god. I'm so happy he's on Trails ports now, because that Steam port of Trails from Zero is immaculate.
That I'm so happy he's got like his own little company now. Or they?
I don't know. Correct us if we're wrong. But
yeah,
Durante is great.
let us know in the comments.
Yes.
If you know.
Durante is wonderful, and Trails from Zero is genuinely a very good game. It is making me quite emotional to play, because I've never played the game with a good translation. I didn't play the Geofront fan patch.
And it's more emotional because it's like you know the people that worked on the translation. It's like it feels like it's like you were part of that.
Yeah.
Of bringing this story into English.
Granted, if it was that entirely, I would have played the fan release, our actual release of it, but stuff happens.
This is even different than that. It's like an officially licensed thing. Like it feels different.
Yeah.
It's rad.
Granted, they still had an editing pass of our script, but
yeah.
But
I saw someone on Twitter like mark out because it was like they left the fishing line in.
What fishing line?
There's a line in the game where it's like, if fishing in a hospital is wrong, I don't want to be right.
That's awesome.
That was one of their that was one of the translations that I guess that your group did.
Yeah.
And then they just kept it in the past.
Yeah, dude, it's really funny because someone got really mad. For those who don't know, some Trails background info. With the very first game they released in English, Trails in the Sky, I think it was the PC release. They when you open a chest, it says, well, you get your chest item, but if you examine the chest again, it said chest is empty. Apparently, they found out that every version of that chest is empty thing is a unique string. So what the localization team did was they wrote unique messages for every single chest in the game. Like funny little quips and stuff. Because most players would never notice it. And it's literally just chest is empty.
Right.
So there's like hundreds of them across the games. So when, to pay homage to that, the Geofront decided to have open up a poll pretty much. And they had people submit theirs. I guess NIS America kept them in the retail version of the game.
Sick.
So mine, which was a reference to the Science Adventure series, specifically Chaos Head, is in the retail release of the game. So I guess I lied. Something I did contribute is in that game.
There you go.
So if you find the chest that says whose eyes are those, that was from mine. But someone got mad and posted an image of it, and they're like, oh, the vocalizers are at it again, adding in their own thing. Like, yeah, when they got clowned on from people who were fans, are like, this is literally it. First of all, you're mad that a chest message, which is optional and is literally like, why are you mad at this?
It's also faithful to like the traditional localization of the series as well.
It's like, fuck it. Like, honestly, it really like one of the biggest red flags about engaging, like having a discussion.
It's in style.
Yeah. One of the biggest red flags is the usage of the word localizer. Typically, not everybody, but 9 out of 10 times, if you refer to people in the localization industry as a localizer, red flag.
There's translators, there's like editors.
It was a totally fine term until it was pretty much co-opted by absolute anti-localization idiots.
Take it back.
Take what back?
Everything.
That. But no, it's like, it was pretty much a fun touch that the localization did.
Take it from them.
Yeah, but like, it was a fun touch that the localization added, because it does not actually change the core story. It is a extra. I would much rather.
It's throwaway dialogue.
Yeah, literally the most throwaway of dialogue, where it's like, you do not need to examine a chest twice.
It is not. It is a functional
It's an
text
Easter
box.
egg, pretty
Yeah.
much. And
Yeah.
what people don't understand is that it's like, oh my god, these localization companies are like they're ruining this stuff from Falcom. But like, you guys might not know this. Everything that happens in localization gets approved by the company. Like the Japanese company approves everything.
You know how the people that own that product own that product?
they own?
Yeah, they approve everything that goes into that product.
Yeah.
Because they own it.
And most of the time, text injection happens on the Japanese side. So they need to look, they get the script
They get it back.
and then they put it in the game and then they send that build back.
Yeah.
That's how things work most of the time. So when you're sitting there complaining that this shit's getting bastardized, well, one, it's a corporation. They don't actually care. They want to make money. But they also still approve everything.
Yeah. Also, maybe they
Go
don't
outside.
see it as a bastardization.
No, because
Maybe they see it as like a welcome inclusion.
most of the time they do.
Maybe they approved it because they approve of it.
Like when, for example, on Vagrant Story, the localization is written in a completely different prose than the original Japanese. But they were told, like the localization team was told, hey, make it biblical.
Yeah.
Like, it's so silly that this was like discourse.
That's another thing people don't realize is when you hire a localization team or a firm, or you go to the in-house group that you may have, you give them directives.
Yeah.
You don't just say, oh, here, do this for me. I mean, certainly there's cases where that happens and we hear about those stories and that's comically bad. But most of the time someone comes up to them and says, hey, this is what we want you to do. This is the language we want you to do it in, or whatever, however many you're supported or whatever. This is the like the goals we have for this thing, and we want to make sure we retain these things, and all of that is discussed before stuff happens.
Yeah, and often as well, it's like sometimes
Ideally.
like the
Ideally.
corporation licensing out their game for localization has so much control that sometimes that even leads to the detriment where they mandate localization like choices that read terribly in English. Like they always have a say.
For instance, quite famously, the reason Resident Evil dialogue is so stilted in the original is because the voice director for the English dialogue spoke Japanese and wanted them to say the lines in the rhythm of Japanese language. And that's why all the lines sound stilted and really weird and really strange, because that was the mandate given to them, to the actors and the writers as well.
Just really like 9 times out of 10, when you see a tweet on your TL and they are complaining about something localization wise, chances are they're being a bit disingenuous. Now, there is a chance that one time it's something accurate and it could be a bad translation. But there's always context and there's always a story. Like so when this tweet came up about someone saying the localizers ruined Trails from Zero and they added in their garbage fan fiction, they failed to include the context of what that really was, just so they could put it in front of an audience already aimed to like fucking pounce and be really mad because they want to start up some drama and they want clout.
Well, there's a lot of people who, there's content creators out there whose whole shtick is to talk about the censorship from Eastern games to the West, and they don't really care about the actual goings-ons and the relationship between the localization teams and the original writers or what have you. They don't really care whether it's in-house or that it's approved by the whatever.
No, they don't. They just want.
They care about the outrage culture that gives them the gain,
of course,
the clout, as it were.
Most of the time, if someone's trying to stir up some outrage, they are typically doing it for their own self-benefit. It is rather unfortunate. Sometimes it comes from a very good place.
Well, yeah, yeah, like it is true, because sometimes when someone's outraged, it's like, hey, I'm being persecuted, and sometimes that persecution is valid,
Okay,
and it's like,
let me classify. Typically, when someone outrages over media,
there we go.
good catch, very good catch. But
like, no, but it's true. No, but see, here's the thing. When you say, oh, it's for their self-gain, it's like, yes, and sometimes that self-gain is something that should be encouraged.
It is not
like if
necessarily
someone's speaking out.
selfish.
Yes, exactly. But it is always for self-gain, and a lot of the times that self-gain happens to be in bad faith.
Yes.
At least with games, it is.
With media.
With this specific area.
Most of the time in bad faith.
When it comes to the localization shit.
And for clout.
Yeah.
It honestly, even if for like stuff like the fucking, you'll see everyone get mad at the new She-Hulk show. And at this point,
I don't know why. What's with that one?
Dude, I'm not watching.
I don't follow it. Like, what's the big deal?
Well, it's really just I saw this post from like Marcus from oh god, the name's eluding me, Cosmonaut Marcus, that was pretty much just like, y'all are getting baited by the writers at this point. This is like, where it was like, because they had a scene where like She-Hulk twerked with Megan Thee Stallion, and nice. they had another thing where they made fun at the fact there was like, they had a fourth wall breaking moment where there was like, oh, this is a episode where we're dealing with a wedding. We know it has nothing to do with anything, but we don't care. And people got really mad. And Cosmonaut Marcus was pretty much like, y'all are getting played for outrage by these like writers so hard, and you keep falling for it. Like,
it's true.
It's true. Like,
there can't be an episode in a show that has nothing to do with the plot of the show. Tons of series do that. Breaking Bad does that.
Yeah.
And like, that's like everyone's favorite episode of Breaking Bad is the one that has nothing to do with the rest of the plot.
For some reason, I'm not interested in Breaking Bad, but I'm very interested in Better Call Saul.
It's probably because Better Call Saul follows Saul Goodman, who's like not, from what I understand, is you see like, I think Walter White starts as a bad person, and Saul Goodman starts as like a person who
quirky,
means well.
Yeah.
And then eventually falls into like the wrong sort of business, and then kind of like really gravitates to it and becomes a bad person.
Yeah.
Either way, weirdos are going to idolize him and Walter White together anyway, so.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Like, I know like what we're saying is not gonna reach out to a huge audience and change the world and make everyone goes, wait, maybe I shouldn't maybe I shouldn't follow weird outrage YouTubers. Oh.
Yeah.
But just know that
and before someone calls me a weird outrage YouTuber.
You're fighting for fucking criticism, like good faith criticism. Like, there is a big difference. People can't see it, obviously, but like, there's a big difference between criticism and like fucking outrage bait. 100%.
Enjoying being mad. I don't know if I guess they do like it.
Well,
I guess they
need
being
to
mad at
because they don't have personalities.
I don't know. I don't know if they like it. I think they just. I don't think they think that far. I think they've just gotten used to it.
They need it.
In my experience,
people
like that are so used to being angry about things that they don't really know how to express their opinions without like framing it as them being upset about something. Like, I used to know somebody who, even when they wanted to talk about something they enjoyed, they couldn't do it without tying it back to something they didn't enjoy to such an extreme that it frustrated them.
Oh, interesting. My state has a state of emergency because we are getting the remnants of your hurricane.
The hurricane?
Thanks, GC.
You're welcome.
You fucking.
I withered him down for you.
You Floridians always throwing your garbage this direction.
We can't do that. The wind blows south.
Then why do you make it blow north?
I didn't. The hurricanes are rebels.
But yeah, it's really just like I think there are some things that are worth getting mad about, but like a lot of YouTubers have made a career out of getting people to be furious over nothing, to the point
Yeah.
where they call for the harassment of others. Like people named bro, like people like that. Why, like, get a hobby, a different one.
Again, I genuinely think, I think it's still bad. I think they should probably go try to do something else, but it definitely is a case of you probably grew up with friends who loved to dunk on things, and then at some point that got boring and frustrating, and you probably didn't this is my experience. You used to dunk on a bunch of shit with your friends, and you used to like
They liked you
straw
for
man
it.
and split arguments for things, for like the dumbest things, and they liked you for it, but eventually you all got bored of that and frustrated with that, and you didn't really understand what the source of that boredom and frustration was.
Yeah.
So the things that pissed you off and the things you didn't like about media, or the things that pissed you off or you didn't like in general, started to make you angry and angrier, and a lot of that frustration was aimed at those things, and you've become so accustomed to interacting with media in that way that you don't know how to not be frustrated or think about the things that you're angry about in regards to media, even when you're enjoying things. And that's sort
I
of like what creates that very stereotypical gamer dude or media
hmm.
dude. We should just call them media dudes at this
Media
point.
dude's pretty, that has some punch. I like that.
Where it's like the people who punch holes in their wall when they're upset at things, or cry
When women
like,
exist.
or yeah, or like doomsay whenever literally anything happens in media that's not like what media usually is, which is problematic. It's usually problematic. Most media is problematic. Most people calling media out watch a ton of other shit that is just as bad or worse and aren't talking about it because somebody else is, and they don't have to, whatever. I'm getting sidetracked. Like, that's what builds that. It's this like, you forget how to enjoy media for what it is,
Yeah.
and sort of like celebrate the good things in media. And so anything that happens in media that you don't like is like the end of the world, because
See,
you don't know how else to interact with it.
I'm glad we have a perspective like yours to balance out mine, because I have the most cynical take of it ever. Is that you were a
Oh,
you?
I'm still cynical about it.
Oh no, but my so
They're still doing it for money and clout, and they
oh
100% know what they're doing.
no, but I think they don't believe most of what they hawk,
Sure.
or
No,
they
I'm
have
talking about the audience.
Oh, of course, of course.
Yeah.
But the people themselves is what I'm more interested in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some of them might still believe it, but I think a majority of them don't. They're like basically sociopaths. They don't give a shit what they're like. They don't care. It's like, oh, this, at one point they realized, hey, this thing does numbers. This behavior, people like this.
Yeah.
I'm going to exploit this. And they don't realize they're making like all these social media spaces hell to deal with, and they are cultivating miserable people.
Yeah.
Who make engaging with media, which should be easygoing and fun and relaxing. Like,
it should be easy to be like, I don't like this for these reasons.
yeah. It should literally, like, you should be able to say, like, I don't like this. And then someone else should say, oh, that sucks. And then you go, yeah, I'll just go watch something else. And you're like, I hope you like that better. And it's like, me too.
I think misanthropy is what it breeds, because it's not just aimed at media, it's aimed at the people who make it, it's aimed at the people who disagree with them. It very quickly stops being about the media itself with these people, and it starts being about someone else's agenda, or someone else's beliefs, or someone else's like, demeanor, or like, it's because you complained about this that now we have this problem in this game and it's your fault. And that's sort of like the
Yeah.
direction it takes. And it's misanthropy. It's the hatred of people. It's just mean-spirited and it's not productive. It's not
No.
actually talking about media. It's content creators taking advantage of people and people who don't like people sort of being fed, the
They're
thing that validates those negative
and
feelings.
they tell them what they want to hear, and then they point them in the direction of someone they don't like,
Yeah.
and then they can use whatever reaction they make, like that person makes after you point your fucking horde at them to make even more content.
I mean, like, fucking, like, how long you been doing this, Cullen?
5
Content creation? 5 years?
Well, I did Let's Plays before
Sure.
this, but like pretty much I've been on the YouTube game for 10 years.
Okay. Like I've been there about the same amount of time, like almost 10 years, right? Like we've been doing this for that long, and it's like we see it.
Yeah.
Like
We
we're
know how
not
it
big
works.
YouTubers, but I've
mean-
seen smaller YouTubers do a random video suddenly that's about some sort of like outrageous thing or some drama thing, and then it does really well,
And
and
then
then suddenly
that's all they are.
that's all they are, and you can see the way their content changes, the way they present themselves changes, the way they speak to their audience and speak to the subject matter. It changes, and you can tell because you knew the person before that happened, so you can watch them develop into you know that they know.
Having an audience is one of the scarier, like getting used to having an audience of people is one of the harder things YouTubers have to like learn to deal with. And a lot of them don't care about the negatives because in the moment it's like, okay, all these people love me and they'll do whatever so when you get an audience of people, you have to make a decision very early on at how you decide. It's like, okay, do I want to have, like, maybe I'll just fucking point my army at people and say, this person doesn't like me, make fun of them. And a lot of people, unfortunately, that's how they use their platform. And I'm not saying I'm above it. I had parts when I was really early on starting where I'd like quote dunk on people who just had a fucking opinion I didn't agree with. It's just shitty behavior, and like you have to learn how to grow out of it, but a lot of people don't want to because it's a lot more convenient to have people you can just point at and say, get them.
It's good for analytics, it's good for impressions. It's just it's good business. Unfortunately, it's good business to point at people and go, look at what they're doing, look at what they're trying to put into our series, look at what they're trying to make people think the thing we like is yeah.
You sent me a hell of a link. I'm not gonna talk about it.
Huh? No, but this
Yeah.
is I sent Cullen a link to a person who Cullen does not need to say
Nope,
out loud.
I will not.
But as an example, like just to let you know, like I saw that person go from making admittedly sort of generic YouTube gaming videos from circa 2015 to this sort of stuff. And it is good business, but it's also sort of ethically bankrupt. And it's like, man, this is sort of, it's manipulative in a weird way where it sort of takes advantage of people in bad situations or totally innocuous things and painting a target on people for that, or finding it's just easy it's just easy to do.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. Like, again, it is a lot of that power fantasy, and I think we've talked about this as well on either a stream or an old podcast
It's
episode.
validating.
It is validating, especially because a lot of YouTubers come from backgrounds where they might have been the shy, nerdy kid who didn't have friends, who never really had an opportunity to like they never had it is a power fantasy, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's like when they get that, they finally get that validation. They have people who listen to them, who care about them, who want, it's like, it is a feedback loop in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put it entirely on the audience or the creator. Typically it skews more on the creator. Like, it is still, you're an adult. Take responsibility for your actions and how you tell your audience to behave.
Yeah.
But also it's like getting that feedback is why change?
Yeah. It, you know, it's so weird because it feels like I'm just being that.
What do you mean?
know?
What do you mean?
Like it what films just said, where it's like I've seen multiple reaction channels go from making fun reactions to complaining about woke stuff. Like, it stops being about, like, it's the minute anyone goes, hey, I think what you're doing is not okay.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, this is just, this culture or whatever. It's really weird for me to talk about this stuff. Sorry, there we go. It's really weird for me to talk about this stuff because whenever we have these conversations, I always feel like my situation, my moment of having done something, like being outwardly aggressive towards criticism of what I've done. Like, I always feel like I'm skirting it, and I'm sort of like in this like hypocrisy sort of thing, where people came up to me and said, you're wrong about this, and I said, you're just a bigot. And like, it's sort of like, it's not always clear cut,
Of course.
but in a lot of cases, I want to say in most cases, the reaction isn't the problem so much as what it is you're saying.
Well, it can be a dog whistle.
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like sort of grasping with that, and not trying to look for excuses for myself, but trying to understand why I feel like what I did, and what other people do when they're challenged like that, or when they call something out, is different. And it's what are you calling out, right?
Yeah.
What exactly is it that you're saying? What exactly are you saying, and to who and how? Right?
Because a lot of the reactions are like, first of all, it's like a video game written by people who make more money than we will probably ever see. So it's like a little bit of criticism is not going to ruin their day. But then these people whose personality revolves around this thing are not able to take you giving criticism, even as mild as yours was. They just can't accept that. So you really have to see, it's like, I'm getting this reaction over something that does not matter.
I think it's and I think it's like the difference that I found is there's the difference between criticizing media and then criticizing people. And there's like criticizing a work for having issues, and then there's
criticizing
but then there's criticizing something with the intent of saying that they are trying to like ruin the vision of the work itself. Does that make sense? Like, it's not criticism. I've realized that it's like outrage culture. It's not about criticism towards the work itself.
Yeah.
It's leveraging criticism at leveraging criticism.
Yeah. No, I think while it is obviously that, like, you are a human being, I'm talking you are a human being, you can grow, you can be wrong, you can improve. Like, you can take like genuinely good faith criticism, and then it is very obvious. I can see when someone is making good faith criticism because they believe in something and they want it to be the best they can, and then the bad faith criticism you will see literally plague YouTube.
I guess that's true.
Despite what people might think, being a hypocrite, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying making hypocritical statements does not make you a terrible person. You can grow and learn, and you're a fucking human being. And we're kind of in this like gotcha culture now, where it's like, oh, but you said this, but then this happened, huh? It's like fucking people. Like, if someone wants to improve themselves, they'll listen and they'll try. Like, but maybe I've lost the point at some point. I don't know.
Losing the plot on outrage culture couldn't be us.
Oh, no. But yeah, it's really just like, I do think people are a bit too obsessed with this idea of like, gotcha. Ha, you fucking idiot. Everything you've done is now wrong because I proved this one thing. And it's like, oh, and it's like, typically it's about media. And what I really think is like, I really feel like critique is an art form in and of itself, but people take it so close to heart because media has become such an important part of everyone's lives. And you really just gotta let go. Like, I watched your Yakuza videos. I don't think there was anything that egregious.
I know, but I feel like I'm trying to understand like the difference between somebody
good
saying
and bad faith criticism.
I wrestle with that a lot, where it's like the difference between someone saying, "Oh, they censored this game when they brought it to the West because of woke culture," and me going, "Oh, they should have changed this, or this shouldn't have been in this game because it sucks."
It really, I think a lot of it comes down to presentation. Like, if I could, like, as your friend, if I could have give you genuine critique. No, I don't hate you. I respect you. All this stuff.
Uh-huh.
But
how big of a couch do you want?
I'd like a decent couch.
Okay.
I'd like a new desk. No.
You have the biggest couch you need. Go ahead.
All right, cool. I don't know what you meant by that, but anyway, it's like
when you're couching someone, you sit them down on the couch.
All right. I like, for example, the Yakuza women one, or the Yakuza for men thing, or maybe even the Yakuza 6 thing. I might have toned down the presentation of the thumbnails. Because a lot of people will only take it at surface level, and then they'll decide right away. And now me. I'm a big fan of the just kidding, or like the oh actually, but it's like a learning process. I don't think anything you actually said was off bat. And I even like the way you did it. But not a lot of people are willing. But
how is that different from someone like, okay, that's not what I mean. I'm not looking for like an excuse for me. I'm saying like my thing is like it's hard to like tell people. I guess it comes down to me. I guess like it comes down to the fact that it's like when you criticize media, and I'm not talking about me anymore.
Okay.
When you criticize media, right, or changes that somebody made to something, I guess the difference between a good faith argument and a bad faith argument that is building or based off of outrage is sort of look for terminology.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was saying. The presentation,
the dog whistles and stuff.
Like
also,
how,
like you were right about that.
Yep, like how it is the dog whistles, which are unfortunately very hard to prove.
Like words like censorship.
Every time
virtue signaling.
Every time censorship comes up, like which in my Chaos Head video, it's like I did not want to fucking talk about the censorship because it is such a hot button issue that typically is in regards to horrendous faith criticism. But stuff was cut in the Japanese version even, and it's something that it's like I want to inform people of this thing that happened. It sucks. I didn't want to talk about it not because I don't think people should know. It's just like I'm gonna get these people coming in who cares if chest messages were changed from the chest is empty. Like,
I think, yeah, I guess it's like what I guess it really does come down to what is the person complaining about and how are they complaining about it and where are they aiming it at?
And that is really what I was trying to offer my criticism, is that a lot of it really comes down to how you package it. So good faith criticism could be misconstrued as bad faith criticism depending on how you present it. That was really all I was trying to say with that. Like, as someone who is willing to look a bit further and also has the context of you literally saying, I fucking love these games, they're amazing. Like, a lot of people aren't willing to see that. Unfortunately, you do have to dumb stuff down, at least at the beginning, if you want to get people to listen and understand you. And it sucks that it is, and that's not even a problem with you. It's this fucking hellscape algorithm nightmare of like, this is how media discussion works. This is how it is. It fucking sucks. It is goddamn nightmare that I can't be like, hey, this game got censored. It like in Japan even, it sucks. I don't like this, but what are you gonna do? And then people want to make it a culture war. Like, culture war nonsense has made it so that you literally can't just have a good faith discussion about media you think is flawed.
Yeah. All this from the localization of Trails from Zero, of you being in the credits. That's how we got here.
It's a fun discussion topic.
It is a fun discussion.
We passed 3 hours.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah. The fucking flew by. I love going on tangents. I ate tangents for dinner. Yum, yum, yum. Don't need food now.
Did you order any food, by the way?
Oh. Well, because if I was going to get food, I was going to get Taco Bell, which means you have to order pickup, which means my food would just be sitting there. And I wouldn't know when I was going to be stopped talking, so.
Okay, fair enough. What do you got planned this week, Cullen?
I'm going to Taco Bell.
Okay.
I'm going to get some food. Or I might not go to Taco Bell. You'll never know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to keep talking if you're willing to.
I mean, I'm good. I'm good to do that. Yeah, I don't mind. I just don't know what we can talk about next.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel like we did kind of, I don't know. I hope you're not taking anything I'm saying as like too much of a.
What do you mean?
I don't know. And that's the same thing though, is like, I'm so used to critique being taken as a personal attack that I have to try to be careful of how I present things, especially to friends who I respect.
You're fine.
I know. I know.
My work is my work.
But you know what? You can't say I don't care how I present myself.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Because a lot of people don't care how they present themselves.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm not this. See, I'm literally like right now. I'm like worried.
That's
like,
me.
oh.
I don't give a fuck. Like I'll fucking just be like, this is kind of shitty. No, I appreciate it. No, like, you know, you're right. I wasn't trying to make it like, to be fair, I wasn't like trying to like.
I don't think you did.
No, yeah, I wasn't trying to be like, oh, like we gotta understand that the outrage culture taking advantage of her is a sympathetic villain.
Yeah.
No, they're not. It was me sort of trying to figure out like what separates
good faith.
What separates what I'm doing or what I do from what they do. And I guess that's sort of like, yeah, exactly. At its core, the conversation was what separates good faith criticism from bad faith criticism.
And it is.
And you nailed it.
Yeah. Because I'm awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of and it really is. It's just like if you present good faith criticism in a way that is perceived by most people as bad faith criticism, that could be a slippery slope, and you might need to watch out. Like,
yeah,
while it is very nice to maybe present something as like, oh, look at this thumbnail, oh, like for example, and this is not, again,
I will say the Yakuza 6 thumbnail is pretty extreme.
It is pretty extreme. It is pretty.
The Yakuza 6 thumbnail is pretty extreme. It's pretty Kiwami.
Hot Cider did great on it.
It is pretty hardcore. Now, I don't agree with you with the Yakuza's for Men one. I think that one's very artistically nice.
It is nice.
It is
But-
nice. I should have used the other one.
Oh, wasn't the one with the crying Kiryu or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I should have used the other one.
That's less about what I was talking about and more of just like, because I knew some people who
It's the strong opener.
yes,
It's a very strong opener.
Sometimes the opener could be too strong.
Yeah,
And a lot of people,
I open it too hard.
you did go a bit too hard. Even if I don't disagree with a single thing you've said in your Yakuza videos.
I have been told that I lay it on thick.
You gotta ease them into it. Like, Tim Rogers had a very good point in one of his, I think it was the Tokimeki video, where he was like, at a certain point, he started talking about the objectification of the
girls.
Of the girls, and in both of a objectification of love and objectification of the girls, is like, now listen, you've made it quite far into this. Are you sure you want to back out now? And it's like, and they're like, damn, and like Steak Bentley in the Metal Gear Solid 4 is a mistake video where it's like, damn, 3 hours in and I hit with the video game feminism, and you're like, well, shit, what do I do? I've already invested all this time. Maybe I should just stick it out.
Maybe I should keep. You're right. That is fair.
You have to deceive them.
But I don't know if that's a criticism about like the way I handled it, or more of a criticism about how like I should have been more nefarious with what I was getting
You need
at.
to be nefarious.
Are you saying I handled it poorly, or are you saying I could have been sneakier about it?
You'll never know. But I will.
It's true though. It is true though. I think you know what? I actually think that perhaps we're so used to that being our form of communication. Perhaps I was expecting that being to be the norm of like just hearing people outright like get upset, that I just sort of said, fuck it, I'm just gonna start with it.
Yeah.
And that'll be that.
I've actually received similar comments on some of my videos, and to be fair, we come from a pretty strong perspective, because the unfortunate reality of being opinionated on the internet is that people will come at you with bad faith comments. YouTube comments are a nightmare. They are straight up terrible.
Yeah. And I've been cursed with THD, so
what is
that's
that?
hard for me to throw hands disease.
Oh yes, me too.
Yeah.
It is something I am learning to try to manage. But like it is when people come at you, they start at 100, and then you are flooded with people like that. That happens long enough, you start bracing for it.
Yeah.
I have myself have learned to write very defensively, is what I call it. Where,
something I have told you in the past to avoid.
But every time I don't do it,
it happens.
It happens. And this doesn't even need to be in regards to people being mad at you.
It's anything.
Anything.
It's anything.
Like, for example, my Chaos Set video. Like, I decided for that one, it's like, I'm gonna play it relaxed. I'm not gonna explain every little detail. And then I had people asking me, it's like, when does it come out? What system? What's it? What do you do? It's like, every time I don't write defensively, someone proves why I should write defensively. And it's a balance.
I feel like it's a balance. And also, I just feel like, you know what? Sometimes let it be a mystery. Sometimes let them wonder, when does it come out? If only there was a way to find out.
If only there was a way for me to quite easily, like, and that's the thing.
If only there was a way for you to find out.
I assumed for this recent video that people would be able to Google, and they're wrong. Yeah, what was it that how dare you comment on your YouTube Trails post? I don't know. That's the thing. I got I made a community post where I was like, hey guy, like I just said,
you just told, I'm in the credits.
Yeah, where it was just me being like, I missed the Trails from Zero release day, been busy, this. And I think what they meant was, how dare you miss the release day from my post? But that's the only thing I could think of. But immediately I was like, are you mad? Like, are you mad that I exist? What is it?
No, this is just how dare you. This is just someone being cute.
But you
I understand.
But you can't trust like that.
I also don't think it's good to assume everything is in bad faith.
Of course, but I wish people would prove me wrong more often.
Fair. But I think assuming everything is in bad faith is in and of itself a bad faith approach.
Of course. And that is why you have to... That's something we could both learn.
Yes.
Where it is...
I talk about it in my Kiwami 2 video.
I look forward to that. Genuinely.
Yeah. There's the last segment of the video is me basically decompartmentalizing that and breaking it down and sort of unpacking it.
It is
great.
It is a very difficult thing to try to take in. Like, it is so hard to learn and improve.
This is something,
and that's why a lot of people don't try to better themselves, because it's hard and they don't want to.
But it's also hard for one individual to do any of this sort of stuff on the internet, because in any other entertainment medium, you're not the sole director, writer, artist, producer, whatever.
Oh yeah.
So when this stuff happens, like if you get a nasty comment, and even if you're like part of a big media group on YouTube, like a big YouTuber who has like a social media manager, which is a thing, you know, if someone leaves like a really bad comment on your YouTube channel, you get thousands of them a day. So you don't really care. Like, you get so many of it, it like blends in, and also like it's like I don't have time to look at comments anymore because I'm paying 3 other people to do work for me, and I need to make sure that I get this out, and I don't want to spend my entire time just looking at my YouTube comments. So like, it's different when you're a small channel that gets a lot of attention, and suddenly it's like, well, if I don't respond to any of this, there's no impressions to be made because this is all I've got. Like I have to actually take advantage of the attention I'm getting, but if a lot of it's negative,
then you could lash out.
What the fuck do I do?
Yeah, it's like how you handle yourself in this moment is crucial, and especially.
And but my argument to make is, you can start out well-intentioned and being like, no man, because this or whatever, but as you keep answering the same questions and seeing the same arguments over and over again,
and you see the signs.
Yeah, and then you start noticing that like you get one, you meet one with a clear mind and a clear conscience,
and then
you get a response that's really fucking awful, and then you keep seeing that, and then you keep seeing the same rhetoric being thrown at you. You start seeing a pattern, and you start to assume, like immediately you start being able to be like, no, fuck you, and you start doing that.
And then,
but the difference is that you see it, but the people that are seeing you react to those people don't see it. And because they're not reading every comment.
And this is one of the problems with these fucking dog whistles that I was talking about, where dog whistles are very difficult to handle because you know what they're doing, but they have not shown their gaping anus hole yet.
They haven't.
You can smell that.
They haven't gone mask off yet.
You can smell that rank ass butthole.
Yeah.
They don't wipe.
And this has nothing to do with whether or not you're right or wrong about it. This has to do more with like, you see something and you know what someone is going to say before they say it. Like, we're using dog whistle, and usually dog whistle is about an awful thing, but it's not just dog whistles. It's if I were, God forbid, if I were a right-wing conservative like dickhead, and like somebody was about to tell me the things I was saying wasn't okay, and they were opening with something that I've seen before, I would still have sort of the same reaction to it. It's just because I've seen it 1,000 times, which is not to sympathize with that person, but it is basically saying, it's like, if you get the same comments over and over again, not everyone has a unique viewpoint. Eventually those viewpoints, you can tell where the conversation is going to go, and they rarely ever go anywhere nice.
And they have been getting more and more homogenized. The unfortunate reality is that you will not rarely see unique opinions on the internet. because
It's the internet.
everyone got their opinion from somewhere else, and that's just
But
how
also,
that works.
it's impossible for everyone to have a unique opinion on something.
Yes.
Not people do not have completely unique opinions
Of
from each
course.
other. Eventually, like most people will share opinions.
See, I use the word dog whistle because typically in our instance, you can tell they got that right from the right wing playbook. So
Sure, yeah,
it is.
yeah,
You can fucking tell. Like it's fucking.
yeah. It's just one of those things where it's like again, this happens inevitably whether you believe in one thing or the other. Eventually, you will get enough comments. If you're a smaller YouTuber or a smaller content creator, or just anyone with a platform that is big but not as big as some other stuff that would require a team of people to manage, where your attention is drawn away from certain aspects of it. Like you will inevitably be able to pick up on what's going to happen. You have experiences where this kind of person, this kind of way of speaking does not go anywhere productive, where at some point they're going to call you something nasty, or they're just going to stop having a conversation with you and insulting your mother.
Yeah.
Like, and you just, for some people, they just stop engaging, but not everybody can afford to not engage with it.
Yeah.
And so that's when you get people like me who someone writes something like, I don't think this conversation in this part of the game is about this thing that you say is a problem. And I respond with, go fuck your mother, you filthy fuck, piece of shit. I'm gonna gouge your eyes out and feed them to my animals. Like, that's why you get stuff like that, because I know where it's going.
Yeah.
And
it's like if they wanted to have like, if that's not where it's clearly going, then why would you start like that? Like I get what you mean.
It's like, why would you meet me with, like, if they meet me with violence, or they meet me with a certain level of like animosity, I'm gonna meet them with animosity.
And it's really interesting when YouTubers will look at this, like reactions like that, and then feign ignorance on how, like, what's going on.
Yes.
And then be like, look at that guy.
Wow, what an unprofessional.
Yeah, and it's like, what was happening. Like, there's no, if any YouTuber
You've been here before.
If any YouTuber tries to act like they don't know what's going on, they're lying.
Every single YouTuber has wanted to tell someone in their comment section to suck their dick.
Every
and
YouTuber
they don't
knows
and the fact that they know how it works.
They know how comments work. All of them.
Yeah.
Every
and the fact
one
that they look down on the people who do tell those people to suck their dick is real hypocrisy. It's true hypocrisy.
No, it is. I'm putting you down even though I know exactly why you responded
I'm putting
the way
you
did.
Yeah. I'm putting you down even though that's exactly what I want to do. I just don't do it because it's not considered acceptable. But instead of being like, you know what, man? Fuck that. You're valid for doing that. I'm going to keep the status quo, and I'm going to keep the facade up that we're all like really esteemed individuals.
Yeah. And there is, of course, like you could definitely overreact to people. Like there is another side to this coin where there is like some people giving you good faith criticism and you're losing your mind. Like it does go both ways. I need to make that clear because I'm defensive writing. Before someone might go like, but actually, what about all the times where this person acted like a weirdo? And it's like, well,
it happens.
It happens, of course. But you can pay attention. That's really all I can say.
I think it's the fact that this goes back to what I say a lot, where it's like we don't talk about these things, and we're not open about the fact that it's like, yeah, man, it gets annoying. Like, listen, it's a lot for one person to like read through things and want some validation for the work they put in, and to be met with just very mean-spirited things instead of earnest conversation, and to repeatedly try to have an earnest conversation and end up looking like a fool for wanting one.
Yeah.
And it's like at some point people fucking break. At some point people lose their patience.
Yeah. It sucks. Like
I'm not your friend.
Yeah, and that's important. It's like I will do my best if I can see you're coming in a place of good faith. Like I will try to talk to you. If I can see there's no budging, I back out. I'm like, this is going nowhere. Have a good one. Bye. If you come at me at 100, I'll be goofy. That's my new tactic. Where like I had some dude, some YouTuber, which again, it's like when a YouTuber comes at another YouTuber, grow up. Like, what are you doing? But like, back, I made this old video on this game called like Zanky Zero, and this guy was like, "You're clearly lying that you like it because you want to get free review codes." It's like, no, I just like the game. And then they like,
besides, you already get free review codes, whether or not you like stuff anyway.
Yeah, honestly, people could shit on stuff and probably still get review codes.
What makes you think talking bad? What makes you think reviewing a game poorly means you don't get another review code from that place? That only happens with places like Square Enix, and that's like from 10 years ago. That might not even be their MO anymore.
Dude, I gave that Chocobo racing game a terrible review.
Yeah,
I think I gave it a 4 out of 10. That didn't matter.
They probably knew it was gonna be a 4 out of 10. You don't think these companies know how well the game's gonna fucking sell before it comes out? They know.
And that was Nintendo publishing. They still doesn't matter.
They don't give a fuck. You think Nintendo's looking at individual reviews and going, well, don't give it to that guy anymore?
Like, if your review is fucking weird and hateful, and you're like doing some like shit that is clearly over just critiquing media.
Yeah.
Then,
if you take it beyond the piece,
then it's obviously they're gonna be like, that guy's weird. Let's not. No. Yeah. But like, and then I guess they kept tabs on me. And then they were like, they commented on my Soul Hackers video, and they were like, I see you still have shit taste. And I forgot who they were for a second, and I just responded with, I try. It's like, what do you do?
I don't understand that.
That's like, it's video game opinions. Who cares about taste? This is something I have tried so hard, and I have learned this lesson so brutally. GC, honestly, I think our friendship has helped me do this. Like, you could sit here and tell me Kingdom Hearts is fucking garbage, and that I'm dumb for liking it, and I'd go, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, and I would go, hell yeah, dude.
Because why would you give a fuck what someone else thinks about something? Like, it really should not go further than that. It's crazy how often it does. Where it's,
I think
like,
we forgot that it's fun to be mad about our friends' opinions. You know, like getting your friends flustered because you like a thing or you think something's stupid. That's really fun. But then for some reason, people thought like,
I can just talk to this stranger that they don't like this game, and I can say they're fucking stupid and mean it, like, and hate them for it.
And also, people forget that some people can't even do that with their friends, and I think that's actually kind of sad. Like some people can't have that conversation. They can't have the this game fucking sucks, dog. Like if someone told me Dragon Quest stinks, which happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
I go.
Okay.
Yeah. I go, tell me why you think it's bad. And I laugh, and they're funny when they talk about it, but those are my friends.
Yeah. I will have people be like, I played this game and I thought it was bad. And I was like, I hope you find a game you like.
I don't know. Like, I think it's fun to be flustered with your friends. I think my friend, you love getting me flustered.
Oh yeah.
All my friends love getting me flustered.
I love getting
I'm very funny when I'm angry.
I love getting into screaming matches with my friends because none of us are serious.
It's nonsense. When we're arguing and yelling at each other about something, it's nonsense. We all know that it's nonsense. We're talking about something that doesn't matter, so we're just gonna say whatever the fuck, and it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, but like I still see people, like I follow some people who still do this, where it's like they'll see someone tweet an opinion. It's like, oh, I don't like Xenoblade 2, and they'll like dunk on it in a quote retweet. It's like, why do you care?
I want to talk to the people that keep retweeting random Twitter accounts, because I have to know if they're real people.
It's like,
because I don't know who's name searching a game Like the other day, somebody posted something like, "Oh, Cyberpunk really good when you don't have some whatever talking in your ear
Yeah.
about it." And I looked at the account and I retweeted it for a second. I went, "Let me look at the account." The account had like 47 followers. It had like
Yes.
47 followers and it had a ton of like notifications on it. And I looked at the person that retweeted it and I was like, "Did you? I gotta know. I gotta know if you're a real person because who name searches a game or sees that on Twitter and just retweets it from a random account? Like, there's no like, it's not like a vetted opinion. It's not like an individual who has standing. It's like I understand the donkey stuff more than I understand this stuff. I understand the acknowledging the things that donkey says more than I
It's just some
understand.
random guy who
It's just
you've
some random account.
who you've decided to dogpile when, like,
I
if
don't.
you ignored them and moved on with your day, they would just not get all the attention.
I don't like. I don't get that. I don't. That's like my tinfoil hat thing of like. I don't believe this was done genuinely. I believe
Well,
this is an ad campaign of some kind.
Speaking of that, there was a recent main character of Twitter. It was for Evangelion. You remember? I'm sure you saw that. The guy who was pretty much like, if I was Shinji, I'd just get in that robot. It's like, it's the same opinion.
Oh, someone referenced that to me the other today.
Yeah. So this guy, this checkmark, made this tweet that everybody quote tweeted and swarmed upon, saying, "You're stupid," all this. And it's like, he is wrong. He is clearly taking this in bad faith.
But is it an important?
But
It's
also,
just a bad take.
it is very obvious to see when people are doing this for the attention.
Yes.
And I looked into it, the guy's Twitter, and he runs some kind of fucking like government cult shit or something. And it's like, guys, it's probably not exactly a cult, but it's like, it was very obviously a way to get attention, because when you're like making these epic dunks, when you are literally just giving them a platform.
Yeah. And also it's like a lot of times a lot of this stuff is orchestrated.
Yes. Oh
Like, it's
my
planned.
god. Oh my god. That is the biggest social media marketing thing you can find now. Like,
Yeah.
so another instance, one that was much more innocent is that Disney tweeted out this picture from oh god, I don't remember. I don't watch Disney animated movies anymore. It was the girl holding all the stuff and like balancing, like, did you really not see this?
Okay, but is it a Disney princess that we know?
It was not a Disney princess. It was
What movie is it?
I don't know the movie because I don't watch Disney movies.
What's like the premise of the movie?
I think it's that one where the Day of the Dead.
Is it Coco or Encanto?
It might have been Luisa from Encanto. I haven't seen it.
Encanto with Luisa. Okay.
Okay, where she was holding all this stuff, and it was a meme where they were like, "Oh, work, friendship, chores, all this stuff." It's like, and the tweet was, "Look how good she balances this." And now, my conspiracy theory is that the social media person who tweeted that out knows what they're doing.
I feel like that's a joke. I feel like that's an intentional, like, I know I'm missing the point. That's the joke.
Now, I think that's looking at it too innocently, because the reaction that happened from thousands of people, probably a couple thousands of people, were all saying, "Oh, it's like you didn't even watch the movie." It's like, but you know what happened? Everybody was talking about Encanto again. Everybody, like, that is.
And then an ad happened.
That is marketing.
And then an ad happened.
Because the tweet was, in general, it was supposed to be, "Oh, look at this, it's Encanto." The real marketing that took place was you all did the marketing. Like, H Bomber Guy has a really good video on this, on woke marketing, that does follow a same principle. Like, of, you don't, like, you make this thing that is progressive sounding,
Yeah.
And then the people who are dunking on, like conservatives who are dunking on you, they're giving you free advertisement.
Yeah.
And this can go any way.
Like you can just be doing it just to do that, and you're not actually interested in
Oh yeah,
whatever it
and
is. It's a grift.
And that's why I said, yeah, it is a grift.
Yeah.
But this one was far more harmless. But these social media people, when you're like, oh, this social media person's incompetent, they know.
They know.
This is their job.
It's their job to know.
Their job is to look at social media trends and then be like, okay,
what works?
Let's say this outrageous thing. Our brand is going to say this thing that we know is wrong. And then the traction, because if they had just made a similar meme post, no one would have. Because here's the thing, the millennials and the Zoomers, especially the Zoomers, that like low effort, bad, unfunny, cheesy meme thing, that doesn't work. The haha so relatable thing, that's not working as much anymore. People actually don't like
Haha, so relatable.
Yeah, they don't like relatable brands. People love dunking. People love
misanthropy.
They love hating. They love the you idiot. They love it. So, you just need to become the main character. As long as you don't say anything too outrageous, because there can be people.
This is something you can see on Twitch actually. You can see the people who will stream entire movies or TV shows on Twitch, even though you obviously shouldn't do that. They get banned, and then there's a big fucking blow up about, oh, they shouldn't be banned, and everyone has a fake conversation about whether streaming movies is something legitimate because you're providing reaction content to it. But it doesn't matter because the person that got banned is the one getting all the attention, and they come back with more subscribers than they had before.
Yep. Something like it is like, it's a stunt.
Yeah, it's a publicity stunt.
It's a publicity stunt, and
it's as classic as it gets.
And it doesn't like, because I think people like the fucking milkshake duck.
Milkshake ducks.
Now some of those are not intentional, like the the Mabim Bam singer guy. That was not intentional. He did not mean that. But marketing people are looking at that.
They see the reaction. And I'm sure at a couple times they were like, some people made like a marketing person made a mistake. And they're looking.
But like, I'm sure at first some of it might have just been innocent, but everyone else is looking at them.
Yeah. This is how you get the Burger King women are meant to be in the kitchen.
Yep.
And then a follow-up tweet 2 minutes later because they want everyone to read women are meant for the kitchen, and then they follow it up with because this is whatever, and it's just so that everyone has Burger King on the mind.
Yep. Nailed it.
That's it. And it's like does it matter if people go, I'm not gonna eat at Burger King anymore? No, because a week from now they're not gonna care that they said that. The same way that people that go, oh, I'm not gonna eat at Chick-fil-A anymore, don't care about that a week after they say it. Like it's like a week from now, the people who are like fuck Burger King go, I really want some Burger King.
Brands, like people who run the stuff, know that boycotts don't work.
Well, that depends on the strike and what the goal is.
Of course, but most of the time,
bad publicity,
like
with social media, bad publicity is good publicity.
You have to do something horrendously egregious for a boycott to actually work.
PewDiePie said the N-word.
Yeah, like,
and funded Nazis, little Nazi groups to do little Nazi things. And he kept his career.
Yeah. Like, you have to be caught with the like gun, like fucking smoking gun for something actually.
You would actually have to commit a crime.
Yeah, like on camera, be caught, and it has to be a crime that is egregious enough for everybody to hate it, and which that window, I guess, of what is acceptable, that's closing. People are more fine with a lot of shit nowadays.
Yeah.
Like But like,
Listen, the stuff that happens on accident on social media, we don't have to go that far into it. The stuff that happens on accident on social media, like a brand account accidentally tweets something and it gets a bunch of reactions, that can be replicated, planned, constructed in a way that isn't damaging to the brand. So the things that happen on accident on Twitter, brand marketers are looking at that and going, how can I do that without actually leaving bad PR in the wake of that? How can I do like an honest mistake or like a oops tee thing that still generates the same thing? And that's their job to think about that.
And it's really,
that's what they do.
And it's really just, let's be a bit stupid.
Yeah.
Because being stupid is harmless.
Yeah.
But everyone hates it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, this also applies to like personal brands, which is what I'm pretty sure that Evangelion shit was, because...
And we get back to that. We come back to the content creator aspect of it, or the independent creator, or the independent businessman or entrepreneur.
You are not going to tell me you had ever seen that person's fucking name before. You didn't know who that person was, but that guy became... And granted, most people are not going to remember him after this, but he will have gained traction. And he's gained more audience.
That's right. I mean, it's not that complicated.
Like, dude, in the same terms of Evangelion, there's a German Blu-ray. Have you seen the German Blu-ray of Evangelion?
No.
Which has all of the pilots' chests, including the girls. The box is literally teenage girls.
They're naked?
No, it's in the plug suit.
Oh, okay.
But it is literally just their chests. And it's like, dude, I can't even be mad because I know what they were doing. And I'm not offended. I just think
I think it's in poor taste.
I think it's in poor taste as well. But I know what they were doing.
I'm not gonna start posting about it on Twitter.
I know what they were.
I guess it's fine if you post it on talk about it on Twitter.
But no, but what I'm saying is like that is so obviously what they were doing.
Yeah, they wanted someone to talk about.
They was like, this will get attention, people will buy it.
Also, if someone sees tits on the cover in the store, they'll buy it.
Oh, you know that. But with the way things are going now, they're probably never even gonna put that in a store.
Why?
Put it online. Cheaper.
Oh well, yeah, sure, yeah. But I mean, like, you know,
but
like
no,
if someone sees tits on the window shop page, like,
yeah, or like if they're at German Best Buy and they see it, they're like, ooh. But yeah, no, it goes both ways. Where it's like they generated attention via outrage.
Fuck.
Beast by.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Ich besten Bayern. Sorry. Sorry, German people. I couldn't help it. I tried to translate it. I don't know. I'm sorry.
But really, it just, again, brass tacks. Be worried, and also you don't need to dunk on every single person with a opinion you don't agree with.
I'm best in coffin.
Ooh. She besting on my coffin till I'm dead.
She besting on my coffin till I
bye.
Yeah.
Till I'm by. Oh, that sounds like she did a bad job then.
Well, no, she just blew your mind so hard that you had to try what she did on someone else.
That's a good way of looking at it. That's a really
you were
progressive.
inspired.
Yeah, you were like, you know what? We're some dick. We're some gamer dick.
I gotta try this shit out. I gotta see if this works.
Yeah, let me.
Is it just me?
let me blow someone's mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's good head game. If someone gives you head so good, you have to try it on someone else.
She steins it on my gate. Call that chaotic head.
What are you doing this week, Cullen?
You know, it's funny. I think 2 hours ago we tried to have this discussion.
Yeah.
But I honestly think the last 2 hours fucking flew by, so it was cool. I'm playing a lot of stuff I can't talk about. Did you just freeze your video so that you would just like be still framed? Or did you actually lose internet? I think this is a work. I don't believe GC. I don't believe him for a moment. I think this is planned. I mean, it might not be. Well, this is interesting.
Yeah. Hey, Cullen.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Ah,
oh, it really was.
I had a lag spike.
Wow, it really. After that entire last conversation, I was like, he's playing with me.
Nope.
Someone clipped that. That was really funny.
I actually disconnected, but it was weird because I could still hear everything you were saying. Everything you said. There was no like gap. And I was just sitting there like, no, I didn't pause anything. And I was just smiling at you. And I was like, is this a bit? Is Cullen doing a bit?
It was perfectly planned.
Yeah. Oh man.
I don't even
Anyway,
remember what I was talking about.
about you what you were doing. Oh, that's right. You can't talk about anything that you're playing,
yeah.
and I called you Cullen NDA.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, Cullen DA.
You cut out before that.
Yeah. And then I froze, and you were like, "Are you doing a bit?" And I was like, "Are you doing a bit?" And then I got disconnected.
But so I will be playing some games I can't play. I want to try to get started on a script that is overdue. I had meant to get that Rune Factory script done a lot sooner, but I've been busy.
Shit happens.
Shit happens. I'm gonna be messing with my Sega Saturn some more. I really want to get Panzer Dragoon Saga because I want to make that my next Why You Should Care. I wrote a very long community post that people seem to like a lot, where I talked about wanting to make my the series that started my channel less corpo.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't like the idea of shilling. I really don't like the idea of shilling.
Right.
And it might strike you as really lame for me to say that, you know, I think brand deals are fine. Pretty much my stance on it is don't do anything for free.
Yeah.
Don't be free PR.
Yeah.
Like, but no, it's like, but for this particular series, I don't want to do like, I don't want to tell people, go buy this thing. Go buy product. Go buy product.
It's just gonna be what you think about it.
Well, it's more of like, I want to show people stuff that could interest them.
Yeah.
Like, or like indie games or things that need it. Or stuff that like Panzer Dragoon Saga, you literally can't buy that game. And you shouldn't.
You might like this.
Yeah, it's like, you might like this. And that's the tone I try to take with my Chaos Head video as well. It's like, hey, you could like this. I'm not telling you to buy it, but you could like, you know, figure it out yourself. Like the conversation ends after I'm done telling you on it. I don't continue to go and make sure to buy it on the it's like, no, because I don't want to guilt people into buying something.
No, you are no longer doing an extended ad.
Yeah, and I don't know. So I'm gonna be playing some Dio Field, messing with my Saturn, playing some Sploon with my girlfriend and I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 3. We like that a lot.
Sick.
I guess Evo with all of our friend group.
Obviously, yeah. We'll probably still be playing that until everyone is like, I don't wanna.
Yeah, at least until this season's over, because most of us bought in already.
True.
What are you doing?
Me, what's coming up? Probably gonna edit a video tomorrow. I'm gonna keep playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and I'm gonna find something else to do. I'm in the mood for
like Dio Field.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. Like I'm in the mood to just sit on my big chair. I got Steam Link on this TV built in, so I think I might do that and just sit down and play some games. I think I'm gonna take like a day this weekend and just not do anything but play video games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm burning out pretty hard. Like I'm at this level where like I'm burnt out. I lowered to like here,
yeah,
and then I burn myself out again. Like I haven't really taken the time to.
Oh yeah,
drop it down.
I think I'm gonna do the same. I actually took a Monday off, so I'm just.
Hell yeah.
I'll probably do some writing that day, play some games. You know, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Having a fuck it weekend.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Honestly, that's it. Videos are almost done. Be excited for that, everybody.
I'm excited for it.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Be excited for the videos that are going to come out after those videos are out, because I've got some like cooler ideas than what I've already done, and I like what I've done so far. So yeah.
Well,
That's it.
This has been your bi-weekly vibe.
Hope to vibe with you 2 weeks from now, everybody. Thank you for vibing with us.
Thank you for vibing your friends. Don't vibe your friends.
Unless they ask for it
I mean,
and you
yeah,
want to.
I mean, if you're both into it, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Vibe them right up against their prostate.
I was actually going to say I will be streaming Valkyrie Elysium on Friday. And 0 on Sunday, so tune in for that and vibe some prostates, everybody.
Don't tell them to do that.
You just did.
No. I suggested something.
You said vibe prostate.
The VIBECAST is a really good name for a Hitachi wand variant. Anyway, good luck.
Bye-bye.